Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Live!
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I am Rockin Robbie Billups, and welcome to Rockin Robbie Live. That's the show where we gather, we talk about comics, movies, pop culture, and a whole lot more here on Pop Culture Philosophers. I am super excited to be here tonight. I've had a great weekend. I hope you've had a great weekend as well. In fact, such a great weekend that my football teams won. So I'm just going to say, Station, War Eagle, how about them Cowboys? Anyway, how are you doing? Once you're in the chat, let us know that you're here. Let's throw out a station, maybe a pop, pop, boom. Let us know that you're up in the room. We got a great show planned tonight, including the DC Comics sneak peek. We also got some show and tell. We got Marvel in the 80s, all of that and more. Though, this show is driven, fueled, if you will, by your questions, your thoughts, your comments, your concerns. So get them in right now. What do you want to chat about? What do you want to talk about? Let us know up in the chat. All right. First of all, you should follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. And if you're on Facebook, join the PCP Army. That's the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheRockinRobbie. You can find podcasts and more at popculturephilosophers.com. I would highly encourage you to go to our TeePublic site, links in the description below, and at our website, where you have access to the limited edition PCP Horror Fest 2023 shirt. That's right. It's a limited edition things. There was people that missed out on last year's, and they're still sad about it. Don't miss out on your limited edition exclusive t-shirt, available only at TeePublic. Also, if you want to help support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/PCP, like these fine PCP patrons right there, or with a super chat tonight, which will trigger a Joker video. Coming up here on the channel, we are right in the midst of Horror Fest, and Horror Fest continues tomorrow night on PCP Movie Night with the movie Sleepaway Camp. I am very excited. We got a wonderful panel ready to talk about this very exciting movie, and the most important thing is that Brooks has never seen this movie, knows nothing about this movie, so I'm beyond excited for that. Then you can join me as well as Verno and the crew over at Blood Splatter Chatter for Bride of Chucky. I'll be there for that. I don't think I had audio on that one. I'm going to be on Blood Splatter Chatter talking about Bride of Chucky. And then Saturday night, even though I'm going to be at the Memphis Comic Expo, I do still plan on streaming along with the crew over at DHS, Dylan's Horror Show, Saturday night. So this upcoming week, I plan on being on all 3 Horror Fest shows. All right, how is everybody doing tonight? Let's take a look at the chat. First of all, Station, welcome in. And as promised, this is the third Rockin Robbie Live in a row, in a week, like in a row. Yeah, week to week, 3 weeks in a row of Rockin Robbie Live. It's been a while since we've done that. At least like what, January probably, so we're getting back on our thing, even here in the midst of a busy horror fest. All right, in the chat, we got R. Ariaga, First Station. What is up, my man? GT Key Comic up in the room. We got Average Comics Joe who says, how about them Cowboys? How about them Cowboys? Taking care of the Jets? No, I get it. An Aaron Rodgers-less Jets, but still, it was exciting, and it was a really good victory, and I enjoyed watching that game, I'll be honest with you. That was rather exciting to me, so... Sorry for the Jets fans out there like Big Herm. I mean, it must suck. I think it's sucked to be a Jets fan for a while. So we'll see what happens. What's up, Kitty? How are you doing? What's up, Canadian survivalist? Frankenfrog is in the house. The name changes is in the house. Spilio, my man. John Spilio Tobulus is in the house, stationed to all of these beautiful people in here tonight. We got Two Gun Pedro, pew pew, holding it down, keeping it down. Let's do it. And we got the one and the only producer extreme, Jay Burns, in the house. What is up, Jay? Station to the chat and the soon-to-be multi-award-winning Rockin' fucking Robbie. All right. That's right. We are nominated for 6 CBC awards this year. Please go and vote for us at cbcawards.org. We are nominated for Favorite Channel, Best Collaborative Project, Best Mustache, Facial Hair, or Hair, because I don't think hands are part of that. Best Comic Book Review, Best Ongoing Series for the Weekly Comic Book Review, and Comic Book Community Channel of the Year. Please go and vote. Let your voice be heard, everybody. But Jay, speaking of award winning, you need to win some awards. You, Kyle, and everybody else, because what y'all did yesterday on the EXP for Batman Day, what was it, 19 hours and 37? 38? 39, whatever year Batman debuted, they did that many hours and minutes live on the EXP. They had great creators lined up, some great conversations. You're doing the Lord's work. Oh yeah, and Spilio was on a Nerdcular Warfare the other day, I hear. I gotta check that out. Eric, what is up? What is up, Dynamite? Tua time. I guess, are the Dolphins playing tonight? I don't even know what Sunday Night Football is. I just know that the next time the Cowboys are on Sunday Night Football is October 8th, and that's the next time we do the Super Chat menu with the watch-along during the Cowboys game. It's going to be fun. Hopefully just as much fun as last week was when we routed the damn Giants. Them Cowboys are 2-0, y'all. I feel pretty good about that, to be honest with you. GT Key Comics says Sleepaway Camp has woke political ramifications to this day, decades later. Okay. Spilio says Sleepaway Camp was way ahead of its time. Neighborhood Merc's in the house with a station. Average Comics Joe says, what's up with DC getting books out to shops? It'll be 2 weeks since my shop got DC books. I don't know if it's my shop's fault or if I'm about to switch to digital for DC. I have not heard from anybody else, Joe, of having any problems with DC books. In fact, what I've heard the most with problems is getting a hold of books from Diamond. Especially if your shop continue to deliver or continue to order, say, like Diamond or Image through Diamond or something like that. I have not heard any complaints about DC. In fact, I don't think in the entire time that DC went Lunar exclusive, we have ever gotten a late shipment from DC. In fact, we always get our stuff very early, and that's why we're able to provide you with the DC sneak peek. Hey, we got Billy in the house. What is up, dude? Oh, you're welcome, Jay. You deserve it. Falcons are 2-0. Well, how about that? How about them Falcons, everybody? My shop must not like money. You know what? I don't know your shop, and I'm not going to make that statement, but maybe. So happy right now. Scored a Silver Surfer #1 in auction for $271. Nice, Dynamite. Do you know what the grade on that book is going to be? Because even $271 for even like a 3.0 or 4.0 would be really, really solid of a deal. That Silver Surfer book is really high right now. All right, y'all, what do you want to chat about? Let's get in our topics of conversation. And until then, let's get ready for your very own First Five. All right. We're opening up another pack of Mark Spears Monster Cards, Halloween edition. So our buddy Mark Spears has got some really exciting work coming up on the horizon, including a cover for this Headless Horseman Dark Horse thing coming up. I'm very excited for that. But let's crack this pack of cards open and take a look at the first 5 that pop up. First one, the Black Veiled Lady. Mark is a really nice digital painter. He's been a friend of mine for decades at this point. This is the cards because it's the box art. So that's cool. Then we got Fear Me, another Dracula card right there. Monsters, another one with all the monsters together. And then Ready to Carve. We got the Frankenstein monster with a pumpkin, ready to make a jack-o'-lantern. Oh, crap. Speaking of the Headless Horseman, let's add an additional bonus card to the first 5 tonight with the Headless Horseman. I wonder if this... I don't remember. Is this the cover? Did they just use this? I hope they didn't. Maybe they did. I don't know. I'll have to holler at Mark. Anyway, that has been your First Five. All right, everybody. How you doing? I hope you've had a great week. I've had an absolutely fantastic week. Great weekend. Busy, as usual, but still fun. Still super cool. Spending time with people in my life that I love and adore and cherish and care about. My homie Tiger Kid last night got the ass kicked out of him at wrestling. And we hope that he comes back better and stronger than ever. So this one goes out to you, Tiger Kid. #1, baby. So let's do that. Anyway, let's take a look at the chat. Fine, very good. That's a very good price, Dynamite, for that book, because a poor condition for $300 or just shy of $300 is actually still a very solid deal. And I know this because for some freaking reason, that book has come into my shop like 3 or 4 times within the last month. That book in particular, which blows my mind, actually. Only need 3 and 4 to complete the collection. Hell yeah. My shop's got a 3. It's very low grade, though. If you're interested, just let us know. All right, Average Comics Joe says, are you surprised that Marvel and DC don't have a weekly animated series going on like they did back in the day? No, I'm not surprised. The one reason why I'm not surprised about that is because it's a different day and age now, and having a weekly animated show is not what it used to be. Now everything is streaming, everything is instant access. We have way more Marvel and DC outside of comic book content than we ever did. And all we used to have were those animated weekly shows like Batman the Animated Series, X-Men, Superman, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Iron Man, even going back further than that in the 80s, what I was growing up with, Superpowers, Galactic Guardians, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. We are not in that age anymore. That age is gone, right? But we are in the age of so much content, so much so that most of the topics of conversations on my Friday show with Rex from Dynamite are we oversaturated with superhero content? So, yeah, it's crazy, but it's not so crazy that Marvel and DC don't have an animated weekly show going on right now. What's crazy to me is that the way we consume media as a collective in America in particular has become way different than it was when I was growing up. We no longer are at the behest of the networks for the most part. We're at the behest of the streaming networks with what they will actually have available to stream. So, yeah, there we go. We got Rogue Collecting in the house station. Spilio says, Billy, I did like you until the Falcons text. Both of us are 2-0. I'm a Buccaneers fan. Oh, the Bucs won again today, John. That's nice. Is that why you were texting me like, go Bucs? And I was like, why does he think I give a shit about the Bucs? What's up, Rogue Collecting? How's it going? Eric, have I said hello to you yet? My man, how you doing? You know, I don't think, I haven't seen Fable. It's fine. Let's get this out of the way before he shows up. Fable, from One Collection Down, just did his very final episode of Blame Fable Tonight and his amazing friends, but just the overall arcing Blame Fable. He did his final episode on IG this last Saturday. If you're on Instagram, go find One Collection Down. Make sure you watch that episode, like it, drop a comment, give him some love, because let me tell you something, yo. That dude is one of the absolute best dudes in this entire community. Now, I had the pleasure and the joy of not only being on his show in the past and having him on my show and having him as a part of my crew, but I had the pleasure of being on that last show. And I streamed in from work. I was having some problems with IG, and no wonder they're moving. By the way, it's not the end of Blame Fable, because that's coming back, y'all. It's coming back. It's coming back strong on YouTube, and I cannot wait for that. Season 4, baby, the fantastic 4th season of Blame Fable. Can I just tell you how proud I am of Fable? Now, I'm proud of everybody that's part of our crew, all the connected people, the people out there in the PCP Army Bad Batch, you out there in the PCP Army, here in the chats, participating. I love all of you. I'm so proud of all of you, but I got to give particular notifications about Fable. That dude has gone from a name in my chat to a dude who was trying to send me some of his music to play on my show, and I got some monetization problems because of some of that music. But aside from that, this dude not only has become an absolute fantastic internet personality, and yes, an influencer as well, okay? Because Blame Fable, that the name of that show is Blame Fable for a reason. This dude is an influencer. He influences me. He influences so many other people. And he influences them in a positive light. When we were doing the show on Saturday, which is yesterday, he was telling me about I went on your channel and it's all about positivity and you're great and blah, blah, blah. Nah, bruh, it's all about you, because you took what I was trying to establish and you actually lived that shit. I have never met a more positive-minded person than Fable. I have never met somebody who is as strong of a leader as Fable. And to start as someone who was too nervous to send me his music, right? Was almost too nervous to speak up in the chats at times, to being one of my best friends, one of my homies, a valued and highly esteemed member of the Excitable PCP crew, and running his own show. And he was so nervous about jumping onto YouTube. I'm like, bro, you've already been doing it, man. And Instagram sucks compared to YouTube for going live. So like, it's only higher and greater than ever for Fable going on. So everybody, please go to One Collection Down here on YouTube right now. Somebody throw out the link in the chat, please. Everybody go right now, whether you're live or watching on the replay or whatever. Do me a solid. Go to One Collection Down on YouTube and sub up and get fucking ready. We now pause for station identification. All right, well, somebody out there in the chat, I don't know if they want me to name them, but somebody out there in the chat remembers my PayPal information from last week when we were doing the Super Chat menu. And I was encouraging people to send me Super Chats through PayPal so that we could have money for the expo. I'm going to be, by the way, at the Memphis Comic Expo this weekend. I'm going to be there Saturday for sure. Might drop in a little bit on Sunday, but probably not. I think we'll be leaving Sunday morning because I have a very important event to be at on Sunday night. However, I will be there, Memphis Comic Expo, y'all, to meet Garth Ennis, Christopher Priest, Brian Polito, Chris Pachalo, Alan Davis. I'm so damned excited. And any Super Chats, and especially any PayPal donations, are incredibly appreciated right now. So you who donated, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Hellboy. He was sent to the earth some long time ago to save it or destroy. Brought to this earth by Rasputin, son of a demon and a nun who had a sex with the demon, but was raised by Professor Broom. Now he fights evil and monsters. Shit! Now he fights with a man who's a fish named Abe. Now he fights with a fire starter named Liz. And an ectoplasmic mess named Yo. I'm PPRD. Thank you so much for the super chat via PayPal. We really do appreciate that. Now, will help us out this weekend at the Memphis Comic Expo. All right, BJ, what is up, my man? Road Collecting says, Spilio, hope you had a great weekend. And Eric says, Spilio, I'd have been better with a Bears win, homie. Were the Bears playing the Bucks? Is that what's going on? Bears and Bucks? Is that what's going on? Different Minds, what is up? Have you said anything about the Fables thing yet? When will Alan Moore let me sell my Watchmen fanfic? All right. No, I haven't said anything about it yet. I thought about having that as the topic of conversation for the Friday show. However, Rex and Amy work for Dynamite, and Dynamite is working with Bill Willingham right now, and I didn't want to put them in an awkward situation. So for those of you that don't know, Bill Willingham has had some issues with DC over the contracts for Fables. Bill Willingham is the creator of Fables. And I never finished Fables. I read probably the first 40 or something issues when it was first initially coming out. Never really gone back to it, but I liked Fables so much so that when I was watching Once Upon a Time, when that first came out, I was like, what the F? That's a blatant Fables ripoff. So, because of the shitty contract or the shitty, I don't know how to describe, I guess, because DC hasn't been easy to work with over the last few years, he, out of frustration, declared that Fables was public domain. And even though that he has a contract with DC where he owns Fables, but they own the publishing rights, he decided he would deem it and declare it public domain. People can do what they want to with it. And then even clarified and said, well, you can't merchandise stuff. You can't put out what they've already done. You can't make new trade paperback collections of the original content or whatever, but make your own Fables stuff, right? To which DC was like, no, we own Fables, so you better watch out. Here's the thing. I am not a legal expert at all, different minds, at all. So what I say with a grain of salt. I don't think that that's legally viable. So I think if somebody did produce Fables fan fiction and tried to publish it or tried to do whatever they wanted to with it, I think they would be in danger of legal action from DC Comics, Discovery Warner, who, by the way, has way more money than any of us to fight these kind of battles. And I think that's one of the reasons why Bill Willingham said, you know what, I'm just going to declare it public domain because I don't even want to fight it because I can't afford to. But I don't know about the legality of that. I don't think that works that way. I don't think that you can just declare something public domain and make it public domain, especially when there are contracts in place that strictly say that DC has the publishing rights. I need somebody who's a lawyer, somebody who's well-versed in copyright law, which is some of the most tangled fucking web of American law ever is copyright law. So there's that. So here's my thoughts. I appreciate what Bill Willingham is trying to do. I just don't know if he can actually do that. And I feel bad for anybody who tries to do anything with that property and comes up against legal action. So that being said, no, you're not going to be able to sell your Watchmen fan fiction. And I'm going to tell you one more thing, different minds. Even if the deal with Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons over the Watchmen was dissolved, even if so the deal as I understand it, what I know, and once again, I'm not well-versed in this, nor do I 100% know. I have heard this, if Watchmen is out of print for a certain amount of time, and I even think it's a small window, the rights revert back to Moore and Gibbons. Well, DC ain't ever going to let that happen because it's one of their biggest selling graphic novels of all time. It's one of the most important graphic novels of all time, and DC keeping that book in print is one of the reasons why Alan Moore is who he is today and able to say shit like that, right? However, if those rights reverted back to Alan Moore, I bet Alan Moore would have just as much of a problem with you doing Watchmen fanfic than DC doing Watchmen fanfic with shit like Before Watchmen and Doomsday Clock. And let's be honest, without Alan and Dave, Doomsday Clock, as much as I love it, Before Watchmen, as much as there's some good stuff in there, mostly the Darwin Cook stuff, that's all technically fanfic, really. Let's be honest. But anyway, that's what I think. Taki's in the house. What is up, my man? How you doing? Yeah, it was a great last Blame Fable show on IG. IG's live is trash. It 100% is. I didn't say this at the time, but I should have, because I thought that there was something wrong with me, but then Verno said it, because Verno came on after me, and Verno was like, by the way, I just see me and this dude and just black screens. I did not see Fable at all. When I was live with him, I could see Manny, and I could see, I think Gary was there, right? And I could not see Fable at all. I could hear him, but I couldn't see him. So that's what happens. All right, Taki and Eric throwing out the link to One Collection Down here on YouTube. Please, everybody, go and sub him up, and let's get that dude to 1K as soon as possible because he deserves it. Billy, if Fable wasn't already in a committed relationship, he would be in danger of me asking him to marry me. How hard is it to become a writer and stay as a writer? It's not hard to become a writer, BJ. You just got to be like, hey, I'm a writer. I'm going to do nothing but write. How hard is it to make a living as a writer? Probably pretty freaking hard, if I had to guess. To stay as a writer? That's hard too. We'll be talking about that a little bit maybe in the DC sneak peek. Some people will come out with a bang and then they just fizzle the fuck out. I just saw somebody say station or something to Lulu. Is Lulu here? Lulu is here. And Jamie. Lulu and Jamie. Station. Love y'all so fucking much. I'm jealous. I'm envious. Y'all look like you had a feast tonight. I'm jealous, but I'm here. I'm here for you, YouTube. Anyway, I hope y'all have been having a great weekend. Had a great time at Clayton's match last night, and I love y'all so much. Lulu Jamie, station. Pop, pop, boom, y'all. And we got a super chat from Taki. Miles Morales was my pick of the week. All right. $2. Typically, I won't do a Hellboy song for $2. But you know what, Taki? It's you, baby. Let's fucking do it. Hey, yo, let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Hellboy. He was sent to the earth some long time ago to save it or destroy. Brought to this earth by Rasputin, son of a demon and a nun who had the sex with the demon, but was raised by Professor Broom. And now he fights evil and monsters. Shit! Now he fights with a man who's a fish named Abe. Now he fights with a fire starter named Liz, and an ectoplasmic mess named Johann. PPRD. Thank you so much, Tacky. And yes, how about them Cowboys? Come on, everybody. The defense just continuing to deliver a dominant, decisive defense from the Cowboys. Come on, everybody. Come on. Come on. Whole Shoes in the house. What is up, my man? Dude, I was thinking today about Scarefest, man. Getting excited, getting hype. I redid my calendar for October, and I was like, oh, yeah. Me and John, I get some Whole Shoe time coming up. Very excited for it, my friend. And if you're talking about the Headless Horseman Halloween Annual that Mark Spears did the cover for, it appears to be a different cover. So nice, nice. Good to see that Mark's not still super lazy. It's just a dig. I'm just joking. Watched the fan film Batman Scars just a bit ago. It was pretty good. I don't think I've ever seen that one. What would you rank as your top animated series? Top animated series. Number one is Batman the Animated Series from Fox Kids, the early 90s. Number one is Batman the Animated Series. Number two, animated series. Okay, I'm not going to get the rankings 100% right here, but I will say Batman the Animated Series, that is number one. After that, what pops in my head? X-Men the Animated Series. That one works for me. Jim and the Holograms. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Yeah. Silverhawks. Thundercats. Don't get distracted, Robbie. It's animated series, not necessarily toy line. Okay. Dun 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 dun. I think that's a good place to start. Batman, X-Men, Jim and the Holograms. What else did I say? Masters of the Universe, Silverhawks. We'll throw in Thundercats, and we'll do an honorable mention for the Snorks. Come along with the Snorks. Dun, 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 dun. Also, DuckTales, Chippendales Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck. Jesus, now it's Tailspin. I'm on Disney. Go outside of Disney. Outside of Disney. Lift it up, outside of Disney. Animated series. Okay, so anime is included with that, right? Okay. Samurai Champloo. Sound good to me, right? That sounds good. Samurai Champloo. Cowboy Bebop. There you go. That's a good start, right? I knew what you meant different. Average Comics Joe says, I'm currently reading Kelly Thompson's Black Widow run. I don't know how you enjoyed it, but for me, it's her best work to date. I still think her best work is the Kate Bishop, or her best work for the mainstream is the Kate Bishop Hawkeye series. I think her best work is the Jim and the Holograms IDW that she did with Sophie Campbell and others. I love the hell out of that. In fact, I still have every issue of every tie-in, of every special, of everything. I love her interpretation of Jim and the Holograms, and honestly, that needs to be an animated series right there. They don't know how much Fable influenced comic book YouTube. No, they don't. Most people don't. Fable doesn't realize that. Hey, what's up, John? Yeah, that is the song. Hey, what's up, Sam Fett? How you doing, bruh? Just got another beer recommendation from Sam. I gotta seek that one out. Oh, thank you, Spilio. I appreciate that. And yes, if you want to send me some extra cash to take to Memphis with me this weekend, you can send it to PayPal, contact420@gmail.com. All writers and artists have issues with DC. Yeah, they have issues with Marvel too. In fact, all writers and artists have issues with every public. And I'm not even making a joke. Because yeah, technically they do have issues, right? Because they're comic book writers. But every comic book writer and artist that I personally know has a problem with every fucking publisher. Willingham declaring Fables public domain felt a lot like Michael Scott declaring bankruptcy. I'm bankrupt. That's all you gotta do, right? Just say it. I declare public domain. Double S, what is up? Kiddies had the song stuck in their head since last Sunday. Hell yeah. Hey, OUG, what is up? How you doing? Derek says, hey, Robbie, do you know AR Comics? And if so, where is that guy? He is MIA. Yes, I do. 100% know Alec from AR Comics. I have not chatted with him in a few weeks, so I didn't know that he's been MIA, but I'll reach out to him and make sure he's okay. Spillio, calm down. What the fuck? Did I do anything to celebrate Batman Day yesterday? Yes, I worked. I worked even though I was like going on like 3 to 4 hours of sleep. It was rough. I went to work. I was struggling. I did Blame Fable, and like around 2:30, I was like, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going home. I'm going to take a nap. And I went home and I took a nap. And I woke up. And then me and Mike went over and chill with our boy Eli at our homie Tiger Kids match. And then I went home and went the fuck to bed. Yeah, that's what I did. And then I woke up this morning. Then I went back to bed for another hour and a half. It was great. It was great. It was absolutely fantastic. The gummy bears, dude, bouncing. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. Something I went out compare, cause they are the gummy bears. Fucking love that shit. Disney afternoon, baby. Let's do it. Double S says Speed Racer. Yeah, Speed Racer's fun. Introspectim says Animaniacs. We're tiny. Whoop, that's the wrong fucking one. We're the Animaniacs. Dun 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 dun. I don't remember everything. I just remember there was a Halloween episode where there's always a bit where like they change the lyric in every episode. And for this one Halloween episode, I think it was Waldo or something. Was that his name? It goes, where's Lon Chaney? It's great. It's funny to me. I love that. I think that's great. G.I. Joe's is Canadian Survivalist. Hey, what's up, 62, Lefty Blues. But the one song that I was trying to sing when I thought of Animaniacs was, we're tiny, we're toony, we're all a little loony, and in this cartoony, we're invading your TV. Dun 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 dun. At Acme University, we earn our tune degree. Dun 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 since 1933. Dun 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 dun. I don't remember the fucking lyrics apparently. So there you go. I remember the lyrics to the Batman theme. Dun 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 dun. But dun 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 dun. Oh my goodness. William is in the house. Says Beetlejuice, 66 Spider-Man, Gargoyles, D&D, Lupin the Third, 66 Fantastic Four, and the original Johnny Quest. OUG says, I listened to those little cassettes that came with the Gym Dolls so much so that I remember some of those songs. Do you remember this one? What was it? Is it only in a dream? What the fuck is the name of that song? Is it like, I want to say it's only in a dream, but that doesn't sound right. You know, I never watched that live action movie they did because it sounded so fucking ridiculous. Like a Dream. What are the lyrics to that song? We're looking them up. Like a dream, I'll appear to you like... I don't know if I'm getting it fucked up for some reason. Anyway, something about a lime or a fuck. Never mind. We're just moving on. I love Jim and the Holograms. OUG, what's the song that does that? I thought it was Like a Dream, but I think it's a different song now. Bum 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 na 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 na. Anyway. Glamour and glitter, fashion and fame. Jam is truly outrageous, truly, truly, truly outrageous. Oh, 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 the feeling's contagious. No one else is the same. Jim is my name. Fuck, I fucked it up. Jim is my name. Anyway, we are the misfits. Our songs are better. We are the misfits, and we're gonna get her. Oh, Jam is truly outrageous, truly, truly, truly outrageous. Anyway. Double S Collect says, let Rockin Robbie send cash to everyone in the chat. Yes, let's do that, Double S. Everybody send me $5. I'll send everybody $1. Sounds like a... Oh, 62, you're going to be working Kevin Eastman's line, huh? You're going to be working old Eastman's line, huh? Okay. I've met Kevin Eastman. I did a panel with Kevin Eastman. I want to meet him again this weekend. But one thing that was bothering me was that line, because I know it's going to be fucking crazy. 62, if you can hook a dude up, you hook a dude up. I don't know what I got to do, what you need me to do. But I need to have a little bit of a moment with Kevin. Just be like, Kevin, you were the best fucking panel I've ever done. I'm excited to see you, 62. Have we ever met in person? I don't think so. We've talked on the phone. But I don't know if we've ever met in person. Were you there last year? I did not catch the Colorado game last night. I was watching my homie's wrestling match, and then I came home and went to sleep. But I saw what happened afterwards, and that was ridiculous. I haven't watched any college football, really, this year. Not even Auburn. Dynamite says, that Gargoyle of Gotham book was so cool, I was able to get the Noir edition. Yeah, me too. I got both. It was fucking fantastic to see that in black and white. But to be honest, some of the texturization of that book is very digital, or it feels very digital. And I was like, on the black and white line work, I was like, oh, that's not as organic as it seems with the color applied. Matthias Lopez? His coloring, their coloring is a freaking fantastic in that book, by the way. But yeah, I'm very happy to have both. So I got cover A. I got the Miller Jock cover, which was the cover of the week. And I've got the Noir edition. What's up, Ouroboros? How you doing? If you had to give up horror movies and everything related or comics and everything related, which one would you choose to live without? It's fucked up, Neighborhood Merc, to even have me contemplate such a fucking choice. Yakko, Wacko, and Dot. It was Wacko then. What's up, Marco? That's fucking tough. I can't make that choice, Neighborhood Merc. If somebody put a gun to my head and said, give up horror and everything related or comics and everything related, I'd be like, shoot me the fuck now. Those are like two of the things I enjoy the fucking most, man. I can't make that. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. Okay, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can. Oh, I would. I would give up horror. Because comic books is an entire medium, right? And I can't give up the idea of telling story through words and pictures. So I would keep comics around, but that's a rough world to even contemplate existing. I don't like that. There you go. Spilio knows AR. So yeah, he had a newborn and a new job. His hours are 3 to 10. So he had to quit YouTube. Damn, that sucks that he had to quit YouTube. I gotta holler out. I gotta reach out to him then, man. I remember Eek the Cat, Frankenfrog. Do you remember Bobby's World? Bobby's World, Eek the Cat. That shit was awesome. Oh, thank you, Lulu. It's always good to hear you sing, too. We're tiny, we're toony, we're all a little loony, and in this cartoony, we're invading your TV. What the fuck are the lyrics? Tiny. They brought that back for something, right? I never checked it out. At Acme University, we earn our tune degree. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where are the lyrics? Where are the fucking lyrics? What is this? I thought I was going to a page that would have the lyrics, but it didn't seem to work. All right. Oh, here we go. Oh, fucking ads. Jesus. We're tiny, we're toony, we're all a little loony, and in this cartoony, we're invading your TV. We're comic dispensers, we'll crack up all the censors. On Tiny 2 Adventures, get a dose of comedy. So here's Acme Acres, it's a whole... Fuck. Here's Acme Acres, it's a whole wide world apart. Our home sweet home, it stands alone, a cartoon work of art. The scripts were rejected, expect the unexpected. On Tiny Toon Adventures, it's about to start. They're furry, they're funny, they're Babs and Buster Bunny. Montana Max has money, Elmira is a pain. Here's Hampton, Plucky, Dizzy, fuck. Here's Hampton and Plucky, Dizzy Devil's yucky. Furballs unlucky, and Go-Go is insane. At Acme University, we earn our tune degree. The teaching staff's been getting laughs since 1933. We're tiny, we're toony, we're all a little loony. It's Tiny Toon Adventures, come and join the fun. And now our song is done. Oh yeah, now I remember it now. There we go. There we go. Jim is... Okay, we got to do that one now. Jim and the Holograms. Na 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 na. This makes me think of that. What's that song? I am here alone, my dear. I was stupidly sarcastic, my hyperspastic superhero girl. I don't know why that one's stuck in my head. Jim. Jim is excitement, ooh, Jim. Jim is adventure, ooh. Glamour and glitter, fashion and fame. Jim is truly outrageous, truly, truly, truly outrageous. Oh, 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 Jim, the music's contagious. Jim is my name, no one else is the same. Jim is my name. Our music's contagious. That's the one. That's the bit I always forget. I love when I'm singing and I go back and I look and everybody's hearting. Ah! Lulu, you like Jim and the Holograms? I have every episode on DVD. Every episode on DVD. The teacher's staff has been getting laughs since 1933. Thank you so much. Look at everybody throwing out the fucking lyrics. We're comic dispensers. We crack up all the censors. Horror is a genre, yet comics is a medium. You can keep the comics and read horror comics. Boom, I fixed it. Well, horror and everything related. That means horror comics. So that was rough. That was rough. Sing the Animaniacs. Usually I take requests with super chats, but I guess I'm feeling gracious tonight. So let's do this. I'm trying to remember it because it's like, we're Animaniacs. It's time for Animaniacs. We're zany to the max. So just sit back and relax and you'll laugh until collapse. I don't remember the fucking words. I'm trying to do the lamb chop fucking song. This is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started singing it not knowing what it was, and they'll continue singing it forever just because this is the song that doesn't end. Hey, what's up? Fables in the house. Fable, I did not say nice things about you earlier. Don't worry about it, brother. I was talking shit about your last show and how much you sucked. I'm just kidding. What's up, Stu? Stu's in the house. You know, I still have not actually been one-on-one with Stu, like face-to-face with Stu. I'm very excited, bro. You better be fucking ready for Tales from the Hood, man. You better be fucking ready. And your mic settings better be ready, brother, too. And you better be the most insightful and positive you've ever been. No. I loved you. You were on a Fables show right before I popped on, and your shit where you're like, what were you like? We're kicking ass, we're taking names, we're coming for everybody's fucking lunches in 2024. Bro, I fucking love it. I fucking love it. Chip and Dale's Rescue Range. Chip and Dale. When there's danger, you know it never fails when they're involved. Chip and Dale's Rescue Range. Chip and Dale. When there's danger. Chip and Dale. All right, we're taking a quick break. When we come back, maybe more fucking cartoon theme song singings, but definitely the DC sneak peek coming up here on Rockin Robbie fucking live, everybody. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Live.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Rockin Robbie Live here on Pop Culture Philosophers, the show where we gather on Sunday nights and talk about comics, movies, pop culture, and a whole lot more. I am your host, Rockin Robbie Bills Station. Pop, pop, boom. We've had a great show already. Just having fun, having some laughs, talking about a little bit of football, a lot about comics and pop culture and entertainment, and singing along with some theme songs. Let me go ahead and let you know this. I've made the executive decision. Excuse me. Because I am in charge here. At any super chat, whether it's here on YouTube or through my PayPal, contact420@gmail.com. Someone can throw that out there in the chat. Contact420@gmail.com. Any super chat or donation, and PayPal donations go a long way this week in particular because we got the Memphis Comic Expo coming up on Saturday. I will sing a television theme song by request, and if I don't know it, I'll just pick something, and I got Silverhawks and DuckTales just waiting, y'all. I'm just waiting for that. So, and that's any level of super chat. Anyway, join us over at patreon.com/PCP if you want to help support the channel outside of a super chat or a direct donation. You get exclusive content. The only exclusive content you're really getting right now is a downloadable audio file of the weekly comic book review hours before it drops on YouTube. I'm able to provide that. So there you go. Thank you so much, Spillio. I really do appreciate that. Follow me on Twitter at @TheRockinRobbie. Follow us, PCP, Pop Culture Philosophers, on Facebook and on Instagram. If you're on Facebook, join the PCP Army. That's the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. We've been nominated for 6 CBC awards. Favorite channel, best collaboration, best hair, best comic review, best ongoing series, and channel of the year. Vote right now at cbcawards.org. We got about a month and a half left of voting. Please, everybody, go and vote for us. Tomorrow night on Horror Fest, because we're in the midst of it, y'all. Week 4 is underway. Tomorrow night, PCP Movie Night, 8 p.m. Central Time, Sleepaway Camp. Thursday night, join me over at Blood Splatter Chatter at 8 p.m. Central Time for Bride of Chucky. And then join me over at Dylan's Horror Show on Saturday for Sinister. I've never seen that movie, so I'm excited. I should be on all 3 of these shows this week, y'all. Get ready for Horror Fest. Shit ain't even started yet. And yes, Taki, trade paper dad. How about them Cowboys? How about them? How about them? All right. Where were we? We were talking shit and we were singing along with theme songs. All right, I'm going to give you one for free. I'm going to give you one for free. Because y'all know me, I like singing. And right now, I am ready. I am fucking feeling it. Life is like a hurricane here in Dirkburg. Race cars, laser aeroplanes. It's a duck blur. Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales, woo. Every day they're out there making DuckTales, woo. Tales of daring, do bad, and good luck tales, woo. The danger, watch behind you. There's a stranger out to find you. What to do, just grab onto some DuckTales, woo. Every day they're diving, making DuckTales, woo. Tales of daring, do bad, and good luck tales, woo. Not ponytails or cottontails, no DuckTales, woo. So there you go. That's what you're going to get with any level super chat tonight. When's Dynamite going to release DuckTales? I don't know, but I got to call Mr. Nicky B on the chat right now and be like, yo, bro, what's up? I think I've said that. I was like, where's DuckTales? Where's Chip and Dale? You got Darkwing, you got Negaduck, you got Hades. We got Maleficent, which is the best one out of all of them. The Scar book's good. I've enjoyed all of the Disney books that Dynamite has done legitimately. And y'all, can I just say this? Y'all know me, I'm Robbie Shills. Man, I do not fucking give positive reviews for money whatsoever. My relationship with Dynamite is strictly professional. I get paid to do certain shows, to be there, to appear, to promote, to talk, but I don't get paid for my opinions. Nobody pays me for my opinions. Except for y'all, when y'all graciously help fund the channel through super chats, PayPal donations, Patreon, and shit like that. Nobody pays me for my opinion. I have never fucking lied at all about my thoughts on a Dynamite book. That being said, every Disney product that they've done, aside from the Gargoyles books, I've been down for. Maleficent being the best. Why? Because Sue Lee is fucking awesome. So there you go. And I've had the chance to have her on my show multiple times. And I've always told Brian, we're just going to wait a little bit, brother. It's a bad move. Her work is fucking awesome. I got a book right here from her. Where is it? Oh, it fell. The Carmilla book. Anyway. Trade Paper Dad says, Sleepaway Camp gave me legit nightmares and disturbed me. I picked a good one then for this year. I am so excited because Brooks has never seen the movie, doesn't even know. Like, I was watching it with my homie Clayton the other night, and he had never seen it, but he knew, because he's a horror fan, he knew what the twist was. And he even said, like, it didn't affect it too much, but I wish I didn't have known. I wouldn't have known, right? I love you, Fable. You're the fucking best, bro. Spilio says, I cannot wait for tomorrow night to talk about Sleepaway Camp. I have a lot to say. Perry is in the house. What is up, Perry? Let's throw back to when we used to do Batman, which is coming back very soon. It's coming back. I'm committed to this shit because Perry's made some great intros for this. Perry, this one goes out to you.
This is Pop Culture Philosophers, and you're watching That Man. Fuck, I shouldn't have gotten so high, dude.
I don't know why that fucking shit cracks me up so much. Ouroboros says, Sinister is amazing. I'm hearing good things about it from some people, not so good things about other people, so I'm excited to see what happens. Damn, Jay says Dynamite books suck. Especially the interior artwork. Well, Leo Manko's artwork in Fire and Ice, I don't think sucks. That's just me personally. And I don't think whoever's doing the Darkwing Duck books or the Negaduck books, I don't think their artwork sucks. I don't think George Calibiois or whatever the fuck his name is, I don't think his artwork sucks. Who else? I don't think Sue Lee's fucking artwork sucks. I don't think Jay Lee fucking sucks. I don't think fucking Lucio Perillo sucks. I don't think there's plenty of artists that they work with that I don't think suck. But you know what? To each their own. One collection down says, no lie, I've collected more and more Dynamite books this year. The Disney books, Red Sonja, Elvira, now Army of Darkness is coming back. Army of Darkness is coming back by Tony Fleece, bruh. Our fucking friend. I got to reach out to him, get him on the show. I mean, Nick would be happy if I had one of their writers on the show. Hell the fuck yeah. All right, y'all. Before we get into the DC sneak peek, I want to talk to you about the true pick of the week. The true pick of the week. And we'll talk more about this next week. Next Thursday is the monthly comic book review. I am going to try to do this one an hour earlier. I'm setting a new time, I believe, for the monthly comic book review. We'll see if that's going to go over well. Some people may not be able to make it, but we have way more panelists now than we have room for. So that's always a good place to be in, to be honest with you. The problem is me getting to picking who the fuck gets to come to the show. But we're thinking we're going to go an hour earlier, 6 p.m. Central Time for next Thursday. Not this Thursday, but next Thursday. This Thursday, I'm going to be on Bride of Chucky for Blood Splatter Chatter for Horror Fest. But when I did my review, I picked Batman Gargoyle of Gotham as my pick of the week because even though it was not debuting until Saturday, which was Batman Day, I counted it as that week, and then comes to find out that the very next day, Lunar sent a message to us through a Facebook group and said, you know what? There's been so much confusion. Just go ahead and fucking sell it. Our bad. They actually, so crazy for a distributor to actually like own up to a mistake and be like, yo, we had some really conflicting and confusing information about the release date on this book. Just put it out. Just put it out right now. That being said, when I did that video, I picked Batman Gargoyle of Gotham. I still think that's one of the best books of the month that I've read. Fucking love that book. I love Batman Gargoyle of Gotham. That artwork is next fucking level. But I said on the video, if you think that's cheating, here's the real pick of the week. And I hadn't even finished the book yet. And then I sat down after the video was uploaded and I read this entire book in one sitting. I Am Stan by Tom Scioli. This is a hardcover. There's also a paperback that's out right now, and they are selling fast. This is a book that needs to be in every comic book fan's collection. Period. I don't give a shit what you think about Stan Lee. I don't give a shit what you think about Marvel. I don't give a shit what you think about Dynamite. But if you like comics, this is a book that you need to read. And this is a book you need to own and have in your collection. First of all, Tom Scioli doing the work of his career. Technically, the most sound work of Tom Scioli's career is right here in this book. The lines, the colors, the composition, the pace, the layout, the flow. Each page is like a vignette, right? That just, it grips you in and it never fucking lets you go. It's also a very nuanced, brutally honest, and at times unbearably tragic story of a man who changed comics forever. That man is Stan Lee. I know a lot of us out there have thoughts on Stan Lee, whether good or bad, whether they're nuanced or not, whether they're informed or not. Tom Scioli, who has done previous work and obviously is a big mark for Jack Kirby like me, honors the legacy and the work that Stan Lee does in this book. But it doesn't ignore the more heinous and dipshitty things that Stan Lee was responsible for. The artwork is fucking glorious. Like I said, each page is a vignette. Each page works as its own story. And it keeps building and building and building until we get to a very tragic, sad, and slightly anticlimactic end for a man who meant so much. Now look at that page. You know how I talk about verbosity and words, like too many words on a page, stunting the growth? That doesn't happen in this book. Even though we get pages like this, because each page acts as its own fucking thing, it works and it flows. There's Kevin Smith asking Stan Lee to do the Mallrats cameo. This book is absolutely amazing, and I'm going to say this right now. Not only does every comic book fan have to have this on their shelves, right now, as we speak, and we're in the middle of September. This is my favorite comic of the year. I Am Stan. And if you're interested, check it out. However, if you haven't checked this one out, also check this one out too. Jack Kirby, The Epic Life of the King of Comics. This is a great double feature. There's a paperback now of Jack Kirby that is out, along with a paperback of I Am Stan. Hardcovers of both as well. Though the hardcover of the Jack Kirby book, I do believe, is out of print. So if you can find it and you want the hardcover, get it. This is a great 1-2 punch. I want to point out something. Tom Scioli knows how to make comics, and he knows how to experiment with comics. Everything in this Stan book is a widescreen panel. And I think one of the reasons why we're doing that is because one of the big things that Stan wanted to do, and one of his greatest contributions to the comic book medium, was the idea of bringing it into more popular culture, including movies. Movies are widescreen. I think that's why he went with that approach. I don't know 100%. The Jack Kirby book is all done in the 6-panel grid because that's what Jack Kirby worked in. And it's all done with captions. Meanwhile, the Stan Lee book is all done with dialogue. So I read the Stan Lee book in its entirety on Tuesday night, and then on Wednesday night, I picked this motherfucker back up and reread this. This book was so good, it made me want to reread this book, which I thought was really good. This book's actually better. I'm more of a fan of Jack Kirby than Stan Lee. But I'm more of a fan of this book because Tom Scioli is reaching levels that he hasn't reached yet, and it's a balanced and nuanced and tragically honest story about a man who changed comics. In fact, the two men that changed comics the most, American comics, right there, y'all. Every comic book fan needs both of these books in their collection. That's what I think. That's what I think. And Taki says you can get both the Stan and Jack books digitally for under $20 for both. Hell yeah. Yeah, well, Fable, if you buy one book in the next month, it better be that Stan book. I'll tell you what. Our Ariaga, Nick, and Manny are always in the lineup. They're always in the lineup. Just like Jelani and Brooks are always in the lineup for PCP Movie Night. All right, y'all. It's time for your DC Sneak Peek. I didn't change that graphic. Hold on a second, y'all. All right. I can't believe I didn't change that. All right. Hey, but meanwhile, to save me real quick, Larry Moore with Super Chat. We really do appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Hellboy. He was sent to the earth some long time ago to save it or destroy. Brought to this earth by Rasputin, son of a demon and a nana who had sex with the demon, but was raised by Professor Broom. Now he fights evil evil and monsters. Shit! Now he fights with the man who's a fish named Abe. Now he fights with a fire starter named Liz and an ectoplasmic mess named Johan.
Creepy Auntie.
All right, Larry, we really do appreciate the super chat, and you get to pick a television theme song that you want me to go along with singing. And if I don't know the song well enough, I got a backup. So, Larry, you get first pick. What TV theme song do you want me to try to sing? Because I got one in mind already. Plus, we got Damien from Sleepy Reader 666 here. Everybody, do me a favor. Do me a favor. When you go to cbcawards.org and you vote for PCP for all 6 awards that we are nominated for, because we're going for the fucking sweep, everybody. We're doing it, brother. Vote for Damien for the Lifetime Achievement Award. They call it the Stan Lee Award. That's fine. I don't want to win it. But if I'm not nominated, I've been nominated, though. All right. But Damien is nominated this year as well as anyway, Damien is nominated this year. I know a lot of y'all who are fans of this show are like me and love cartoonist kayfabe. Y'all need to vote for Damien for that shit. Come on. The Jeffersons. Fuck yeah. Okay. Let me look up the lyrics to make sure I can get it right. And I'm burning on my mom. Fish don't burn on the grill. Burn, 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 burn. Yeah, we're moving on up to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. Yeah, we're moving on up to the east side. We finally got a piece of the pie. Fish don't fry in the kitchen. Beans don't burn on the grill. Took a whole lot of trying just to get up that hill. Now we're up in the big leagues, getting our turn at the bat. As long as we live, it's you and me, baby. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, we're moving on up to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. We're moving on up to the east side. We finally got a piece of the pie. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How's that work? Does that work? Does that work for y'all? Is that good? I used to watch that shit on TV Land. Not TV Land. Back in those days, it was Nick at Night, motherfucker. We finally got a piece of the pie. Beans don't burn on the grill. They just fall right the fuck through the grill grates and just fucking burn up. Man, I miss the 90s. Some of us missed the 70s and 80s, man. Do y'all remember Amen? The dude that was in, what's his name? The dude that was in The Jeffersons. He was on Amen. I used to watch Amen all the fucking time. In fact, I can't have Ruffles cheddar cheese and sour cream chips, which are some of the best chips out there, without thinking of Amen. Yeah, we're moving on up. I was hoping that y'all were doing the background. I was hoping that somebody was doing the backup for me. Hey, what's up, Peter? How you doing? We finally got a piece of the yeah. Check my phone. Oh, goddamn. Goddamn, Spillio. Let's see what's going on. Goddamn, Spillio. I love you. I love you and Britt. Hope y'all are doing well. All right, well, Spillio, ask Brittany what theme song she wants me to do. Because for some reason, I feel like Britt is a Charles in Charge kind of guy. But it doesn't matter. Let's do it. Sherman Hensley, that's his name. Oh yeah, Fables' new intro was amazing. This is the most entertaining fucking... This is the most entertaining DC sneak peek ever. Fish don't burn in the kitchen. That's a lie, by the way. Beans don't burn on the grill. Ba-da-da-mom, it's you and me, baby. Ba-da-dum-bum-ba-dum. Yeah, we're moving on up. Moving on up. Good times. Oh my God. Isn't it just like... I don't know if I know that one enough, John. I think, isn't it just like, good times? Good times. That's all I remember. Good times. That's all I remember. That song fucked me up when the dad died, y'all. The fuck are the lyrics? Good times anytime you need a payment. Good times anytime you need a friend. Good times. I don't know that, actually. All I can ever remember is good times. Good times. That's all I can remember. Fuck, I owe you one. I owe you one. I feel bad now. I feel really bad. I was like, somebody's going to mention a song that I'm not that familiar with. Like, I know that fucking song. But all I remember is good times. Good times. Fuck, even the Charles in Charge one, I don't remember the fucking verse. New boy in the neighborhood. Lives downstairs, it's understood. He's just there to take good care of me, like he's one of the family. All I remember is, Charles in charge of our days and our nights. Charles in charge of our wrongs and our rights. And I sing, I want Charles in charge of me. Fuck. Damn. I failed tonight, I feel. So, instead, oh, I couldn't do All in the Family. Give me a break. Oh, fuck. Fuck you, Perry. The Smallville intro sucks. Somebody save me. Yeah, everybody else I know your age loves that shit too. Three's Company, that's a good one. All these requests, no super chance. I just remember that Nicole Eggert was hot. Fuck yeah, she was, bruh. So was Scott Baio for that time. The more we learn about him, the less. Who's the boss? Somebody save me. Every time one of my employees plays that shit at work, I like storm out of the office. Somebody turn this shit off. What's wrong with you? All right. Brittany Spilio. I wrecked the Good Times thing. I gotta learn that. I haven't seen Good Times in forever. All I remember is the good times. Good times. That's all I remember. However, I do know this one. This is for y'all. Wings of silver, nerves of steel, silver hawks, partly metal, partly real. Silver hawks soaring through the highway of the heavens in their flight. Silver hawks, a rainbow in the night. Wings of silver, nerves of steel. Everybody. Silver hawks, partly metal, partly real. Silver hawks, tally hawk. Wings of silver, nerves of steel. Silver, everybody, come on. Partly metal, partly real. Silver hawks soaring through the highway of the heavens in their flight. Silver hawks, a rainbow in the night. Wings of silver, nerves of steel. Silver hawks, partly metal, partly real. Silver hawks. Heathcliff. Jesus Christ. What's the fucking Heathcliff song? I used to watch Heathcliff all the time. There's a theme song? Hold on. There's a theme song? What? I don't remember it. Fuck. There's lyrics, yeah. Heathcliff, Heathcliff, no one should terrify their neighborhood, but Heathcliff just won't be undone, playing pranks on everyone. There's a race to the top, competition doesn't stop, missing with the lady. Yeah, I don't remember that shit at all, brother. I haven't seen Heathcliff since I was like fucking 7 years old, bro. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? Fuck, Fable. Can you give me another one? Can you give me another one? Rockin Robbie's a great neighbor, but he's so loud on Sunday nights. Yeah, you know it. Wings of silver, nerves of steel. Love you, neighbor. Jesus Christ. I need something else, Fable. I can't do Heathcliff. I do not remember that theme song at all. I don't remember the Eat the Cat. Too much alcohol or weed? Well, tonight, I can't blame either of those, honestly. I honestly can't. Oh, Silverhawks is the shit. Oh, I can do Cheers. I can do Cheers like a motherfucker. Facts of Life. Oh, how did that one go? Jesus. Damn, I'm going to have to brush up on my TV theme songs. Facts of Life. I don't remember the Facts of Life. Oh, okay. We can do Cheers. I can do Cheers, bro. I can do Cheers. Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Everybody. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. Boom, 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 boom. And they're always glad you came. Dun-dun. You want to be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You want to be where everybody knows your name. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do, 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 do. You want to go where people know people are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. All those nights when you've got no lights, the check is in the mail, and your little angel hung the cat up by its tail. And your third fiancé didn't know. That's a fucked up line. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. And they're always glad you came. You want to be where you can see troubles are all the same. And you want to be where everybody knows your name. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Roll out of bed, Mr. Coffee's dead. The morning's looking bright. And your shink ran off to Europe and didn't even write. This is a weird line. And your husband wants to be a girl. Okay. Be glad there's one place in the world where everybody knows your name. And they're always glad you came. Everybody, you want to go where you can see people are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Do, 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 do. I like Taki's like, nah, he's just Rockin' Robbie. He ain't high or drunk. Well, I'm a little high, but that's not the reason why I'm doing that. Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I was watching some Cotter like a couple weeks ago. Worth every penny. All right, I'll do you another one then. Because I saw it mentioned in the chat, and I can do this one easy. I know this one. Fable? This is for you, my friend. This is for you and everybody here, but in particular for you. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a YouTube stream and invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. Bum, 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 bum. All right, there we go. All right. And now, it's time for your DC sneak peek. All right, DC's got books out this week, believe it or not. I've read them, and, excuse me. I'm going to let you know what I think about them. We're going to kick it off with Batman White Knight Presents Generation Joker issue number 5, the penultimate issue. Generation Joker. Continuing what this whole entire world has done. Sean Gordon Murphy, along with like his wife Katana Collins, as well as Clay McCormack, Mirka and Dolfo here, they are elaborating on this world, doing interesting things with these characters, making me actually care about Harley Quinn, making me care about a story that's got a Harley Quinn Bruce Wayne romance in it a little bit, making me care about the kids of the Joker and Harley Quinn. I don't believe it, but it's true, and also making me care about Neo Joker, who we now know as what they call a Riot, right? That fake Harley Quinn. I love this book. I love this world. I love this overall series, and continues to deliver. Titans number 3 is here. Man, it's so great to me that Night Terrors is over. I enjoyed Night Terrors from DC, but I hated how it stunted the momentum of DC books that were just starting. Titans is one of them. It took me a few pages to kind of get back into the flow of this book, but once I did, it was good, it was decent, it was solid. There's some nice stuff that Tom Taylor's playing with here. History involving, like, from the history of the Titans as well as new stuff. We're building up to the Beast World story. That's going to be maybe a little slightly obnoxious, but I did like this Nicola Scott on the artwork. That was really cool. Batman Superman World's Finest, issue number 19. So we have been getting a retelling of the first meeting between Batman and Superman, which I thought was completely unnecessary. However, at the end of the last issue, we had Jack Sewer from the Phantom Zone make his appearance. And I always get like fucking hype whenever there's one of those Phantom Zone Kryptonians that gets unleashed, because I don't know, I just ingrained in my head is this from when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? But I really liked this book. I thought it was good. The artwork, the line work is not as solid. Even the coloring kind of feels a little bit off from the typical output from Tamara Bonvillain. And she is the colorist. Travis Moore is the artist. And it's solid and it's all right, but it's good and it's a nice, satisfying conclusion to that story. So I liked it. All right, then we got Catwoman here. This is Catwoman number 57, a direct tie-in to Batman, Catwoman, Gotham War, the crossover right now. How essential is this? It's pretty damn essential. It's not as good as the previous 2 issues, and it's not as good as the next issue. The next issue is the next issue of Batman. I've already read that, but I hadn't read this until now. Like, DC was hiding it from me. They were like, no, Robbie, you can't read this Catwoman book because we know you don't like Teenie Howard. Nico Leone's artwork is absolutely fantastic. The writing is actually pretty decent. It gets a little stunted and still at certain times, but for the most part, it flies along pretty well. And having read the next issue of Batman, you're going to miss some stuff if you skip out on this Catwoman book. So the Catwoman book is good. It's decent. It's solid, but it's got some really cool, exciting events that directly tie into this entire story. This is a direct tie-in, so you definitely want to check that out. Green Lantern War Journal, issue number 1. Philip Kennedy Johnson launching a new Green Lantern book starring Jon Stewart. And there have been backups in the Hal Jordan Green Lantern book that have been building up to this. And those backups have been fun and exciting, but this first issue was better than all of them put together. Jon Stewart's back on Earth taking care of his ailing mother, but the call is still calling. And there is a threat looming on the horizon that's going to need Jon Stewart to step the fuck up. The artwork has this raw, gritty feel to it. I don't think it's going to please necessarily everybody, and I don't think it's perfect comic book artwork or anything like that, but it does kind of capture the energy that's needed in this book. I liked this book. I thought it was pretty solid. Hawk Girl is here with issue number 3. This is a book that I've been saying I wouldn't recommend this book. I don't think it's necessarily good, but there's something about this book that compels to me. That has gone away in issue number 3. In issue number 3, it comes across as overly reaching, maybe at times a little bit too much preachy, and at other times just kind of not exciting. And there's exciting bits in here, and there's some cool character development going on with Kendra, but all in all, 3 started losing me a little bit compared to the previous one. Then we got Nightwing here with issue number 106. This is a pretty solid issue of Nightwing. We got a different artist here, Stephen Byrne. Stephen Byrne, if I remember correctly, did the the Justice League Power Rangers crossover. Artwork's all right. It's not quite Bruno Redondo, but the story was cool and it's tied into like some of the ongoing stuff. And I liked it. And it also ties back to some of the Grayson stuff from when he was like Rick Grayson instead of Dick Grayson. But I liked it, but I do think that Tom Taylor's Nightwing has been losing some momentum, but this was a pretty solid issue. The Vigil, issue number 5, the penultimate issue of The Vigil. Loved it. So when I had Rom V on last year, or earlier this year, I should say, and we were talking about this book, he had sent me the script for the first issue, and he sent me his treatment that he sent to DC, kind of going over the whole series. And I told everybody, there's going to be a revelation in this book that I am fucking all here for, and I cannot wait to see how he does it. They pull it off here. It ties into an old school conspiracy theory, but The Vigil, there was a big revelation at the end of the last issue. This is a big explainy, exposition-y issue, but it's handled absolutely well. There's another artist on this book, but the way that they structure it and frame it actually makes it work. Then we got Superman here with issue number 6. Josh Williamson coming in after the Night Terrors event. He interrupted the momentum of his own book. But Superman number 6 was really solid. We got Gleb Mikhailov doing the art. It's not who I would pick to do a Superman book at all, because there are certain things about Superman artwork that I feel have to be big and a certain type of perspective. We get that from Jamal Campbell. We were getting that a little tiny bit from Nick Dragata, but we're not getting it here. But the story is still so cool, and everything that's being set up in this book, the Superman book is so in the perfect hands of Joshua Williamson right now. I really like it. Wonder Woman number 1 by Tom fucking King. Is it Daniel Stamperi? Yeah, Daniel Stamperi on the artwork. The artwork's fine. The idea of the story is fine too. Something happens, some incident happens that causes America in particular to go very anti-Amazonian. Wonder Woman's going to be tied up into all that. Recently, there was an interview by Tom King in which he said, Wonder Woman, Diana's never had her Dark Knight Returns. That's what this is going to be. This is going to be her Dark Knight Returns. Well, that immediately threw me off when I read that. Because to me, what that sounds like is nobody's made as important of a Wonder Woman book as the one that I'm about to make. Y'all know I try to stay positive. Fable was just telling me yesterday how much he loved the positivity of this channel and how we didn't bash creators. I have no problem with Tom King. If I met Tom King, I'd buy him a drink, because he's done some really, really solid stuff. That being said, this book is pretentious as fuck. And maybe I'm being influenced by hearing Tom King saying, Wonder Woman's never had her Dark Knight Returns, we're going to give that to her. This book is pretentious as fuck. If you read this book without the captions, I did it. I read this book with every word, and then I reread it without the captions. This book fucking is fine without the captions. But with the captions, it is the most pretentious, drawn out, fucking self-masturbatory, that's a fucking oxymoron. It is the most drawn out, pretentious, most masturbatory fucking thing I've ever goddamn read. You gotta be off your fucking rocker, bruh. Like, Tom King hinders... Tom King is able to work with some of the best artists in the fucking comic book industry, and all he can do is get in their fucking way with his ridiculousness, with his fucking overreaching and pretension on the fucking dialogue. This was insufferable to me, man. Now, I know, here's something that's going to happen. A lot of people are going to read this. They're going to hail this as the best book of the week. It's going to happen. A lot of people are going to read this book and be like, oh, man, the themes and the story and everything. Okay. The story's fine. The themes are fine. I like the stuff that Tom King's playing with. Here's my problem, though, is the execution. This dude has way too many fucking words on a page, man. Way too many words on a fucking page. And I was just showing you that Stan Lee book that had words on, like, most of the entirety of that one page was words, and it doesn't come across as pretentious. It doesn't come across as insincere. This book, that's the thing. It's not that it's just insincere. It's not that it's just like fucking masturbatory. It's not that it's just like fucking, it's not just that all of that. It's that it's also just, it comes across as insincere. It comes across like Tom King's going, let me tell the story that's going to get everybody on my side and not tell the story that Wonder Woman deserves. And this is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. I'm sorry, it's bullshit. I'm telling you this, most people are going to disagree with me. This is going to be everybody's book of the fucking week. You know why I know that? Because it's fucking Tom King and it's the new number one. It's Tom King, it's new number one, it's got some good themes. It's got some cool, like, plot elements. But the execution of this book fucking sucks. It's insufferable, it's pretentious, it's masturbatory, and it's overly self-fucking indulgent. All right, rant over. All right, so to recap. Didn't like it. Loved it, actually. That's the opposite. This is the opposite of this. Anyway. That being said, The Vigil is fucking rad. I love, like, I cannot wait to see what y'all think about how this is tied. This is Teen Dog Shade shit right here, man. I fucking love it. Nightwing. It's good. It's losing some luster, but it's kind of trying to gain some of that traction back. Hawk Girl has kind of lost me. A little bit too preachy there. Green Lantern War Journal, I actually really liked. I thought it was pretty solid. Catwoman was good, but it is very essential if you're reading Batman to pick up this issue of Catwoman. Don't worry, you only got to pick up 2 of them. Batman, Superman, World's Finest. Didn't really like the last issue that much, but this one kind of solidified it and made it a little bit better. Titans continuing to kind of regain that momentum that was lost during Night Terrors. And Batman, White Knight, Generation Joker continues to deliver exactly what you expect. All right. That has been your DC Sneak Peek with apologies to Tom King. Y'all, I wanted to like that book so fucking much. I really did. I wanted to like that book so much. And I was reading it, and I was like a couple pages in, and I was like, oh no. Oh no. It's not looking good. And then I got a few more pages in, and I was like, oh no. Oh no. He's losing me really bad, dude. Really fucking bad. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wonder Woman, Dead Earth, Taki. There's like a Dark Knight Returns type thing. Here's the thing. Frank Miller wasn't saying, I'm going to make the best Batman book of all time. We've never had a Batman book as good as the one that I've done. And here's the thing. When Tom King says shit like that, like, Wonder Woman's never had her Dark Knight. This is going to be her Dark Knight Returns. When you say shit like that, knowing what Dark Knight Returns means to this industry and to fans, you are straight up saying that nobody before me's ever done a Wonder Woman comic of that level. First of all, fuck you, Tom King. Greg Rucka had a two fantastic fucking runs on the character. So fuck you, Tom King. Second of all, George Perez had a fucking celebrated run on that character, so fuck you, buddy, right? Denny O'Neil had some work on that character that may have been misguided at the time, but at least Denny O'Neil got his head out of his fucking ass to understand that and be able to actually talk about it with a fucking modicum of respect and like fucking nuance, right? Like, I'm sorry. Tom King was a dude who got... The worst thing they ever did to Tom King was give him Batman. They gave him Batman way too fucking early in his career, and this dude's been smelling his fucking farts the entire time. That being said, Tom King's Mr. Miracle, Tom King's Omega Man, Tom King's Vision, Tom King's fucking Human Target. Love. But y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. You've heard this criticism before. You've heard all this shit too. He's going out of his way to overcorrect a criticism he had early in his career. And he's also listening too much to the hype of his early career. And he's just giving us bullshit disguised through pretension. DC, you want to quote? Use that. You want to do this Wonder Woman hardcover? Bullshit disguised through words of pretension. I don't know. All right, I haven't read these yet, but also coming up this week, we got You've Been Canceled, issue number 4. Very excited to dive into that one. Fish Flies, issue number 2. Very excited for that. Gunslinger Spawn. We got a new one from Image. Hexagon Bridge. From Vault, we have Queen of Swords. We have a new Kaya. We got a new book from Joe Casey, one of my favorite creators. Junior Baker, The Righteous Faker. We got Click, Click, Boom, Pop, Pop, Boom, motherfucker. Tenement, which won Pick of the Week last time it revealed itself. And then Big Game, and the comic that I am most excited for, most hyped for this week. Jack Kirby's Star Warriors, starring Adam Starr and the Solar Legion. This is a remix of a very early Jack Kirby book. In fact, the very first Jack Kirby work that he signed with his own name. And Tom Scioli's come in and remixed it a little bit. And it's fucking awesome as fuck. So there you go. Pick of the Week alert for that one. Tom King's got me pissed off. I gotta take a break. We'll be right back. And then I'll get to your comments about my Tom King rant. I wonder why Tom will never be on this channel now, probably. I gotta be honest, y'all, though. That's the thing. I've been accused of sucking up to creators to gain access. Okay. Justify all of my thoughts on Tom King books. Anyway, we're dipping out. We'll be right back here on Pop Culture Philosophers. Rockin Robbie live.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean, and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short, so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread, with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Live.
Hey everybody, welcome back here to Rockin Robbie Live on Pop Culture Philosophers. I am your host, Rockin Robbie Bills. We've had a great time already. Already did the DC sneak peek. I got to go on a little bit of a rant and ramble about Tom fucking King. So that was fun. We've been doing a lot of singing, a lot of fun stuff, but I will say this real quick. Join the PCP Army, the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. If you're on Instagram, follow Pop Culture Philosophers there. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheRockinRobbie. You can help support the channel by checking out www.popculturephilosophers.com. There's links to merch and all that kind of stuff, including the limited edition Horror Fest shirt, which I was wearing. What was I? I was wearing it on the Blame Fables show yesterday. I was also wearing it Friday. I wore it 2 days in a row. I only wore it half the day yesterday. All right, and half the day on Friday. So that's one whole day, I guess, right there. Also, you can support the channel with Super Chat or with a direct donation to PayPal through contact420@gmail.com, which will directly give me immediate fundage for Memphis Comic Expo coming up this week. I'm going to go meet Garth Ennis, going to go re-meet Kevin Eastman, going to go meet Brian Polito, Chris Baccialo, Alan Davis, Christopher Priest. Come on, y'all. The Memphis Comic Expo is one of the most undersung and underappreciated comic expos or cons out there because it's all about the comic books. It's all about the comic book creators. Plus the voice of April O'Neil from the old school TMNT cartoon's going to be there. Station Lost in Comics is in the house. We also got Center 24 who's complaining about the cats, and that's all right. Now, I checked my phone, And I've got another super chat from Taki. So Taki, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and let you know this. During the break, I was like, Family Ties. And I was like, yeah, I know that one. And the entire time I was practicing, and then I looked up the lyrics, and I was like, those aren't the lyrics. I was doing the Growing Pains fucking theme song. So I owe you Family Ties. But right now, I will give you Growing Pains. I hope that works for you, brother. I got to write these down. So I owe everybody, I owe Good Times. I owe Family Ties. If I'm missing something, let me know. But I will go, show me that smile again. Don't waste another minute on your crying. We're nowhere near the end. The best is ready to begin as long as we got each other. We got the world spinning right in our hands. Baby, rain or shine all the time. We got each other. What? I love it. This is my favorite thing. We think we know fucking theme songs, and then we really don't. Show me the smile again. Don't waste another minute on your crying. We're nowhere near the end. Best is ready to begin as long as we got each other. We got the world spinning right in our hands. Baby, rain or shine all the time. We got each other sharing laughter, love. I just remember the first bit, apparently, of Growing Pains. Even fucked that up. So, you know, it is what it is and it do what it do. So there you go. I'm not doing any shots tonight, Eric. It's just, this is my second fucking beer. I'm just excited tonight. All right, I want to go back and look at the chats during the DC sneak peek and the Tom King rant. Chris, I'm glad that you weren't here for that. But I did not like Tom King's Wonder Woman #1. So while I do that, before I do that, Horror Fest is continuing on tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time on PCP Movie Night with Sleepaway Camp. Thursday night, I will be on Blood Splatter Chatter to talk about Bride of Chucky at 8 p.m. Central Time. And then you can join me over at Dylan's Horror Show on Saturday night, 8 p.m. Central Time for Sinister. Horror Fest is underway. Y'all, we're only a third of the way through Horror Fest 2023 right now, the biggest and baddest Horror Fest ever. Over 50 movies discussed on over 30 shows across 3 channels. And I'm on all 3 of them this week again. Very, very excited. All right, we're going to take a look at the chat. Show me a smile again. Don't waste another minute on your crying. Dun, 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 dun. That's like, you're right, Taki. Like, just stick with what you know. I do not remember the Family Ties fucking theme. Family Ties was that one that would come on, bruh. And I would be like, Family Ties. I always thought Family Ties was more dramatic when I was a kid than funny, right? So, like, I don't know. I always kind of rolled my eyes at fucking Family Ties. But Cheers, holy shit, that was one I knew. I knew that one. I watched the shit ton out of Cheers. Wonder why I like the bar so much. Anyway. Alice in Chains, Down in a Hole. Well, Sinner, you throw out a super chat and I will totally fucking sing that one. Down in a hole. Do, 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 do. Losing my soul. I'd like to. The rest is behind a paywall. Bosom Buddies theme was Billy Joel. All right. I remember Bosom Buddies, but I don't remember the theme. Tom Hanks, right? Yeah, I remember that. How about Hulk Thor teaming up with Man-Thing? Really liked Hulk number Thor Center. In fact, that's one of my favorite books right now on shelves. I think 2 out of the 4 books have made pick of the week, so that's pretty solid. In fact, might actually make the top 20 of the year. Who knows? I can't do the All in the Family one right now, Raphael. Let me practice that. Maybe next time we can throw a super chat out and we'll get it. OUG says, holy shit, Robbie read a Catwoman book. Well, it was tied into Batman. Chip Zdarsky's Batman, I had to. Nothing says, Teenie Howard was at my LCS yesterday doing signings. She's a babe, pretty hot. Didn't get anything signed, though, but digging Gotham War. I don't have a problem with Teenie Howard. And OUG says, Teenie Howard is gorgeous. I agree. I think she's a very fine-looking person. I've just, like, and it's not like her work is bad. It's not like Tom King. It's not, like, fucking pretentious. It is a little overly verbose. A little too explainy at times. Ouroboros says, I like Teenie. She has a fresh perspective. I prefer more action in her stories. There we go. Ouroboros also says, I'm so pumped for Superman and Wonder Woman. Fables laughing. No one says, I'm so glad we're getting the Dawn of DC stuff again. They're killing it, honestly. I agree. Ouroboros says, the preview was verbose. Pretty sure we're talking about Wonder Woman now. Perry says, best book of the decade right there, baby. Yeah, everybody's it's going to win a fucking Eisner, bruh, and it's going to piss me off. And a year from now, I'm going to be ranting about how that book won a fucking Eisner, and it didn't deserve it. Eric says, just save me a few bucks. Almost put Wonder Woman on the pull list to give it another superhero book a shot. Ouroboros is like, oh, so it's like a Tom King book then. OUG says, I read the preview in the past week's books for Wonder Woman, and I'm probably going to love it. OUG, if you love it, that's fine, but I was about to say something very mean, but I didn't know how you were going to take it. So let me tell you that I mean this in jest. OUG says, I read the preview in this past week's books for Wonder Woman, and I'm probably going to love it. Well, OUG, you don't know good comics. That was a joke. I'm not drunk. That's so weird. Why am I acting like this? Am I overly high? How high do I normally get? It's fucking shit. I forget that this brand turns off. OUG, I'm just fucking with you. Just so you know. I am drinking, but I am not. It's not last week. Trust me. Show me the smile again. Don't waste another minute on your crying. Dun 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 dun. A Damien who has nuanced perspectives on comics, in my opinion. Tom King is hooked on being the hyped author every book, which is bad artistically. I agree. Stu says that's facts. Ugly Juice 1237 says, I was flipping through my LCS's back issues for Batman Day. It seems like every other Batman book is being written by Tom King. OUG says, think about it this way maybe. The way I saw it, it's going to be in the preview, it's going to be like he's trying to match the moral of The Dark Knight. I don't give a shit. That's not what he was saying. I fucking know this dude's work, OUG. Carrie, I know this dude's work. I know. We talk about it every fucking month. We talk about it every month. This dude is pretentious as fuck. He, too early in his career, was told that he was awesome. And then, let me be honest with you. Why the fuck did they ever give Tom King Batman? Why the fuck? Right? Why? He did Vision. He did Omega Men. He did Sheriff of Babylon. And he co-wrote Grayson. And then he was given Batman. He was given Batman. He got criticism for that. He's over fucking corrected that criticism. The criticism, by the way, which was also part of my criticism of his work, was that he was too repetitive in his dialogue and maybe a bit too sparse in thematic relevance through the dialogue. He is way fucking overcorrected on that shit. And with Wonder Woman, I'm telling you, Carrie, I really want to hear your thoughts on it. Like, I want to talk to you about it, but like, and obviously you haven't read it yet, but like, this is the epitome of everything I hate about Tom King's fucking work nowadays. It's the epitome of everything I hate about Tom King's fucking work. It's pretentious. It is fucking ridiculously fucking over-explaining, and just like, it's his narration. It's not that, if you read this without the narration, it's like Supergirl. It's like Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. If you read that without the narration, I think it's a great book. With the narration, it's insufferable. That being said, Nick thought it was one of his best books of the year. Other people thought it was one of the best books of the year. James Gunn was so fucking high on the smell of Tom King's farts that he decided he would make a fucking movie based on it. Yeah. That doesn't help Tom King. Here's the other thing. Here's the fucking other thing. When they were trying to make a New Gods movie, you know who they went to like talk to help with the script and story? Tom fucking King. Okay. I love Mr. Miracle. This dude does not understand the New Gods, though. He does not understand the New Gods. He gets Mr. Miracle in that one story. He understands the story of Scott and Barda, their relationship, having a kid. He understands a man, a woman, a partner, a husband, a wife, a husband, whatever the fuck it is. He understands two partners together having a child, and the change that brings. He gets that. He does not understand the fucking New Gods, because even in the fucking day, back in the fucking day, when I was talking about that book, I was like highly critical of the way that he was doing the New Gods story. The way he was like, Tom King is too new to comics. He's too new. He's not ready to be at the level he's at. Sorry. It's just me. Ouroboros says, maybe King can bring it around, but he's got to stop putting too much dialogue in his writing. His ego is too big. It's not even the dialogue in this one. It's the narration. It's way too fucking much. Way too fucking much. Perry says, I wish they had an adult sleepaway camp. That would be dope as fuck. If you lived here in my town, bro, you would get that. Me and some homies of mine are actually planning an 80s themed slumber party. OUG says, I wasn't going to tell you this, but I never heard Tom King say he's going to do Dark Knight. And this morning, I compared that preview of Wonder Woman to Dark Knight. You know, he did say that, though. He goes, Wonder Woman's never had her Dark Knight Returns. This is going to be it. Which is him saying, no one's done a Wonder Woman book as good as me. So he is going out there saying, now everybody should be like, I'm going to do the best work that I can possibly do. You get a new gig in the comic book world, whether you're an artist or writer or whatever the fuck it is. Your goal is to do the best work you can do. Your goal is not to outdo one of the highest selling graphic novels of all time, or to act like you're on that fucking level. Because Tom King, I've seen your variant covers. You are not Frank Miller. Frank Miller understands comics from another fucking perspective than you. You're a writer, that's fine. I love writers, but you're not an artist, and you're not a cartoonist. So you do not understand comic books the way that Frank Miller understands it. right? You just don't have that perspective because you're not a fucking artist. You're not a cartoonist. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with just being a writer in the comic book industry. But a lot of writers in this comic book industry need to realize that they are not the fucking stars. And I know that right now the writers are the ones with the names. We need to kind of pull that shit back away from them. And that was something Image did back in the day. No, it wasn't David Michelini that was selling all those copies of Spider-Man. You know why? Because when Todd left, David Michelini stayed the fuck on. What happened to Spider-Man sales? What happened to Spawn sales? Then eventually they all just went down because it all sucked at a certain point. However, Tom King needs a little bit more hubris. Not only did they give him Batman, they gave him Batman for 100 fucking issues, theoretically. You're right, Sleepy Reader. What the fuck? Oh nothing. Dude, Batman and Amazing Spider-Man are the biggest selling comics. You got to earn that fucking job. Lost in Comics, our good buddy Chris. I love you, Chris. Tom King is an acquired taste, and I acquired it. Haha. Seriously, though, I have to read his work slow and steady, so many words. Chris, I love you, and I appreciate your opinion. There is a piece of me that is interpreting your response as saying, you're not reading it right, which to me, I want to go, Chris, fuck you. I've been reading comics for a long time. I know how to fucking read them right, but I don't think that was your intent. So I'm not going to respond that way, but I'm going to let you know how my brain fucking thinks. However, I read that Wonder Woman #1 with the intent of enjoying it, brother. So like, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We'll fucking talk about it, God damn it. All right, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Tom King's mother's an old exec at Warner Brothers? I didn't know that. Chris, I love you. I don't think you're being a dick to me. I'm just trying to say that that's a way to interpret what you just said, that I didn't read it right. And to that, Chris, I would say fuck you, because I feel like we're friends enough that I can tell you that. Oh, the whole fucking wedding. Jesus. So writers don't understand art, Robbie? Okay. Tom King doesn't. Do writers not understand, do comic book writers not understand comic book art? No. Do some comic book writers not understand comic art? Yeah. And here's the thing. This is what I was saying, Carrie. This is what I was saying. I'm going to give Diana her Dark Knight Returns. Dark Knight Returns was done with pretty much a singular fucking vision. Now, Lynn, she had a lot to do with the success of that book with the coloring. Tom King is not capable of doing what Frank Miller did. He's not capable of giving us a book with a sole fucking vision where he's drawing it, he's writing it, he's got like a say in the color, like artistically. No, he doesn't. Tom King doesn't understand that. He doesn't get it. Now, he works with great people. Mitch Gerrits, fuck yeah. Greg Smallwood, he gets in their fucking way. He makes their work less dynamic. He makes their work less explosive because he doesn't understand comic book art. I will say that. I will fucking say that. I don't think Tom King understands comic art. I think he read some Alan Moore scripts, and I think he understands the 9-panel grid, but that's about fucking it. I do not think Tom King understands comic book art. I'm not saying that every comic book writer who's not a cartoonist doesn't understand comic book art. I'm not saying that at all. But Tom King don't. Tom King don't. In my humble opinion. Fable says, preach, Robbie. Agree with the over-reliance on writing. Perry's laughing. Figure drawing's laughing. Oh, I gave up on Danger Street. That shit got some good ideas. Tom King as a writer has some good ideas. He has some good themes that he's trying to work with. He does not understand this medium at fucking all. Why? Because I don't think anybody's told Tom King no. I don't think anybody's told Tom King no since the end of his Batman run. Which they did tell him fucking no because they canceled that shit. But they waited 80-something fucking issues to go with it. Tom King does think he's Alan Moore. He thinks he's Neil Gaiman, and he fucking ain't. Here's the thing. Alan Moore, Neil Gaiman, read their fucking scripts. They understand comic art. Read those scripts. They get it. Read a Tom King script. By the way, Tom King scripts, hard to get a hold of now. You know why? Because they're fucking shit. It is the simplest description of a fucking panel and a lot of fucking words to go along with the dialogue or the narration. Like, and here's the thing, like, Tom King does not understand comics the way Alan Moore or Neil Gaiman or Grant Morrison or Warren Ellis or even Garth Ennis or even fucking Dan Slott fucking understands. You get what I'm saying? Like, Jesus, fucking, even Dan Slott understands this medium better than Tom King. Tom King has had nobody fucking tell him no for too fucking long, and he's able to just exist in his own world. They're giving him great fucking shit, great artists to work with, and he's just shitting the fucking bed all over their artwork, in my opinion. In my opinion. Even Chris can't get behind Danger Street. Because you know why? Because nothing happens in that fucking book, bruh. He has his statement he made in the first couple issues. He hasn't changed that shit. Now, I haven't read the last couple, so maybe he has, but like, no. It's like 12 issues? Why? 12-issue Tom King books nowadays should be fucking 8. And the 8-issue Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow should have been fucking 5. King needs the hype to keep the quality artists on his projects. And I just hate, Damien, seeing somebody who's crapping shit out like Tom King get those fucking artists. It's a shame, to be honest with you. Yeah, he gets the 9-panel grid. Bruh, Tom King, you nailed the 9-panel grid with Omega Men. Move the fuck on. Move the fuck on. Alan Moore didn't stick with it. Move the fuck on. Innovate. Do something different. Try something different. Don't do the same fucking shit. Don't just act like this book's important because we fucking say it is. It's got to be important because we decide it is. We decide if the book is the new Dark Knight Returns. Not fucking you. Yeah, your job should be to try to make the best fucking comic you can, but you're not doing that. You're trying to make one of the greatest comics of all time. Fuck that. That's bullshit. It's up to us to decide that, not to you. Tom King will never be on this channel now. For sure. Like Perry says, he's watching right now. That being said, I think The Vision by him and Gabriel Hernandez Walta is fan-fucking-tastic. I think Omega Men by Tom King is amazing. I think that Mr. Miracle is amazing. There's great Tom King work. Human Target was great. I will give Tom King books a chance, but then sometimes when you're giving me Batman Killing Time and you're doing your best fucking Stan Lee, fuck that. Fuck that. And I know, Chris, that you weren't telling me that. I was just saying that's how I could interpret it. Tom King don't. Sega does what Tom King don't. Tried to read them very slow. Yeah. How fucking... Fuck you, Chris. You gotta read it slower, Robbie. Jesus. Let's just let Jeremy focus on Hal right now because he's doing a good job there. Let's not try to interrupt that, right? Any of Frank Miller's worst writing is better than any of Tom King's best work. Raphael, I would disagree with that. I would say that The Vision or Mr. Miracle is better than Holy Terror. I will say that. Heroes in Crisis, though, what a piece of shit that book was, right? Let's be honest. Batman Killing Time, what a piece of shit that book was. Sorry. Not Fable, I know that you were talking about how positive I am and shit, but like, I told you, man, when it comes to certain things, I got to be honest. And Tom King just ain't it, y'all. He just ain't it. And I'm going to drop out of this Wonder Woman run very fucking quick because I can't afford the fucking 40 minutes every fucking month to read it. OUG says, Tom King, if you're out here, Human Target was my book of 2022. I love that book, bro. Read it slow, baby. Says Lost God. Read it slow. Oh, I like that. I really like that comment, Ouroboros. I'm glad King is enamored with Charlton and older characters, but again, he needs to take a chill pill and get out of his own way. And Damien, who knows his fucking shit, dude's up for the Stan Lee Award. King has yet to even match minor Alan Moore stuff. Oh, thank you, Fable. You're criticizing the work and not the man. So you're still positive his own brother. No, I am criticizing the man. He's fucking pretentious, bruh. He is smelling his own farts and he is way too high on him fucking self. I am slightly criticizing the man. Mostly his work. I'm not criticizing the man. I'm sure Tom King's a good dude. I'm sure. Like I said, if I met Tom King, I'd buy him a beer. I'd have a conversation with him. And you know what I wouldn't talk to him about? My opinions on his work. I'd want to talk to him about comics and see what he feels about comics. Because I know he understands it to a point. He just doesn't have the experience yet. And he hasn't been able to really earn his due because I think that he was given Batman way too fucking soon. I think most of us can agree that it was a mistake for DC to give him Batman in 2016. So there you go. What do I know? Don't eat my lunch, Stu. Verno. Station, my man. How you doing, bro? Very excited for Bride of Chucky on Thursday. I love Perry's. Perry says, Robbie meets Tom King. Hey, so I think you smell your own farts. I can imagine me being like, hey, Tom King, I'm Rockin Robbie, man. I got a comic shop and I have a YouTube channel. I bet he goes, yeah, I know who you are. Bruh, like I was there in Vision. I was there. I was like, go Tom King. Mr. Miracle made the top 10 of the year 2 years in a fucking row. Hey, you know something? Despite how I'm anticipating Wonder Woman, if Wonder Woman needs a Dark Knight, why not Frank write it? OUG? Touché. I would not trust Frank Miller right now to write a Wonder Woman comic. I like Frank Miller's Wonder Woman, but it's not the Wonder Woman that people are wanting. Tom King's at least going to be giving a story thematically that is going to resonate with a lot of people, probably for decent enough reasons, but not for the reasons that comic books need to be talked about. Oh, Chris. First of all, Verno says, I love Tom King. I'd smell his fart. Well, Verno, you haven't read comics in 2 fucking years, so I don't think that you can accurately say that anymore, because I don't think you know, brother. That being said, Human Target was fucking dope. Rorschach was a piece of shit that was really good and then fell the fuck off. And I know that he has a respect for the creators that came before him, but he hasn't earned it yet. And he's getting gigs, and he's been getting gigs for 6 years, 7 years now that he hasn't earned. No, William, the con I'm going to this weekend does not have Jerry Conway or Roy Thomas. I have met Roy Thomas, though. I did a panel with him this year in April. You hated him when I was reading and loving him. That was all Strange Adventures, which was character assassination on Adam Strange because he doesn't understand that fucking character, doesn't understand how that fucking era of sci-fi works in comic books, but it's okay. What do I know? What do I know, Verno? What do I know? I wasn't, you know what? I told everybody, I was like, it's going to be a clean 2-hour show tonight. Going to be a clean 2-hour show tonight. Didn't think I'd be rambling about Tom King for fucking an hour. I really liked Rorschach, bro. I was so high on Rorschach to those last 4 issues, and I was just like, what the fuck is this? This is some bullshit, bro. This is some bullshit. Heroes in Crisis, Mike, station. Heroes in Crisis fucking sucks, man. It sucks so bad, and the response was so negative, DC had to so immediately fucking undo all of that shit. They brought back Lagoon Boy. People hated that run so much. Tom King infuriates me, man, because I see the potential there. I like that, Billy. Being positive should not mean being in denial. The best part about PCP, the rants. Well, thank you, chill out, man. Fable says, damn, I got a few King books stacked. It's not looking good. Well, you know what? It's all up to you, bro. You read them, you make your own opinion. Albert says, if King was given Batman too soon, the same could have been said about Snyder, but I agree that King was given Batman too soon. No, I don't agree with that, because Snyder cut his teeth on a couple books before that. He cut his teeth, for instance, on Detective Comics. Would anybody think that it's too soon to give Rom V Batman? And let's get this right. Batman's one of the best-selling comics out there. So is Detective, but Detective is not Batman. Batman's the flagship. Detective's down here in sales, right? They're like, it's right here. It's not in the lowest of the lows. It's like Blue Beetle's down here. Batman's here. Detective Comics is here. Scott Snyder cut his Batman teeth on the book with Kyle Higgins, which was what was it? The Gates of Gotham or something like that. Scott Snyder had a pathway into it, I would argue, right? He was doing Detective Comics before the New 52, and he was making waves there during the Dick Grayson era. Tom King didn't have that. Tom King did a couple of 12-issue miniseries that worked, and then he was given Batman. Makes no sense to me. Who's a writer who surprised you with a great run after disappointing you for so long in recent memory? That's a good question. I don't know if I have an answer. Let me think. A writer who improved me, who impressed me with a long run, who I wasn't super down for. Let's see. Right, the first thing I think of is Chip Zdarsky on Daredevil, though that run had inconsistencies. Maybe Chip Zdarsky on Daredevil. I do like that run overall, but I don't think it's the Mount Rushmore Daredevil runs like a lot of people think. Who else? Who's somebody who's really impressed me? Has somebody impressed me? Well, Tom King's impressed me with Human Target, but on a long run. Dan Slott's Fantastic Four run really impressed me, actually. I'll say that. Dan Waters for Detective feels set up, though. Yes, 100% Ouroboros. Rom has a definitive end to this run, and he straight up is setting up Dan Waters to take over. I guarantee it. Vendetti needs to be used more. He's I did read his Sandman one-shot that's coming up, and it's pretty good. Why hasn't Jeff Lemire been given a prime title? He has. The problem was he was given an X-Men title when nobody gave a shit about the fucking X-Men. He's given Green Arrow when nobody gave a shit about Green Arrow. His Green Arrow run with Andrea Sorrentino was really good. And his Extraordinary X-Men run was not very good. He had Humberto Ramos, but the X-Men were just in the shit. They were just bad at that point. X-Men's starting to look up a little bit, though. Exactly, and Jeff Lemire did Animal Man. Snyder did Swamp Thing, but he did Swamp Thing when he did Batman. They gave him Swamp Thing and Batman. It was the same month because it was the launch of the New 52. But before that, he had done The Wake. He had done a few little small things, but he had that run on Detective Comics. The Black Mirror, that was the reason why I don't think that he was given the gig too soon. Also, he was given Greg Capullo. And Scott Snyder changed as a writer, having worked with Greg Capullo. Working with some of the best artists out there in the business. Jock, Francisco Francavilla, and Greg Capullo turned Scott Snyder into a better writer. Tom King's worked with some of the best, and it hasn't turned him into a better writer, in my opinion. Most artists and writers do shine with their own own stuff, but that being said, Tom King's Love Everlasting was too fucking obnoxious for me too. Clayton, what is up, my man? How you doing? Hope you're doing good, my man. Hope you're not too sore today, brother. Love you, man. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, I don't want Lemire on a mainstream title. Just let Lemire keep doing Fish Flies. Issue 2 out this week. I'll read it tomorrow, hopefully. I'll read it tomorrow. All right. We've gone way longer than I thought we would tonight, but we're going to do it. It's time for one of our favorite bits here. It's time to go back. How far back in time? To the 80s and Marvel Comics. And it's time for tonight's edition of Marvel in the 80s. And tonight we're talking about Daredevil 208 from 1984. Now, I first became aware of this comic because of cartoonist kayfabe. I was not aware of this. I stopped reading Daredevil. I wasn't reading Daredevil actively in 1984. I would have been 3 years old. I didn't start reading comics until 2 years after this, but when I went back and I reread like the Daredevil stuff, and the Frank Miller run is absolutely amazing. I skipped a lot of stuff that came after Frank Miller left the title. And I knew that David Mazzucchelli, who's one of my favorite comic book artists, I knew that he had done some Daredevil work outside of Born Again, but I didn't realize how long he was on this title, and I did not realize that this book existed. The reason why cartoonist kayfabe talked about this book, and the reason why I bought it when it came across my view, and the reason why we're talking about it tonight, is because it is illustrated by David Mazzucchelli, and it is written by Harlan Ellison. Harlan Ellison wrote my favorite episode of Star Trek, period, City on the Edge of Forever. I think that's just perfect science fiction television. That was the wrong button. All right, so let's get into this book. So Harlan Ellison, but Arthur Byron Cover is also credited as a writer. I think he was like more of like the generic jobby comic book writer. I don't fucking know, to be honest with you. But David Mazzucchelli doing the pencils, Danny Bulanati doing the inking, and Christy Scheel doing the coloring. The coloring is a highlight here. And if you're familiar with cartoonist kayfabe, you know they covered this one, and you know that Jim and Ed had nothing but nice things to say about the coloring. But it starts with Daredevil having just kicked a bunch of dudes' asses, and he hears some voice, but he can't pick up the heartbeat, and it's this little girl. He goes to check it out. What's going on? Turns out the little girl is a robot and a bomb, luring him into this house that is built as an elaborate trap to capture Daredevil. So he winds up in there. There's some really great coloring going on. The little girl's a robot bomb. It goes off. He doesn't see it. I love the use of the color there for his radar sense. And one thing I want to point out is the interesting perspective, the dynamic perspective that David Mazzucchelli is giving us, and some really interesting designs through the panels and the composition. Some great panel layouts here. So basically, Daredevil's going to go through this trap, right? And or like a series of traps. And Harlan Ellison apparently was a big comic book fan, loved this kind of shtick or whatever. But it's Daredevil just going through simple things, right? And he gets kind of like barely grazed by a needle that's maybe like filled with poison and like fucking with his senses. He's going down a tunnel. He thinks it's the barrel of a gun. Some really interesting things going on this page. The composition, those vertical panels. Now, we're in the era right after Frank Miller and Klaus Janson in particular, they had reimagined what superhero comic books could be in the Jim Shooter era of Marvel. So David Mazzucchelli is stretching, right? And there's a good reason why he was a fantastic artist for Batman Year One and Daredevil Born Again, which came after this, by the way. But that page right there, Daredevil's going through this tunnel. He's like, am I in a tunnel or am I in the barrel of a gun? Really cool, solid freaking stuff. He winds up in this like biodome, like Pauly Shore's not there and neither is Stephen Baldwin, but he's in this like biodome. He's just going through all these traps, right? But pay attention to the panel design. Pay attention to the coloring. And what I'm showing you right now is not the most authentic as far as how the color comes across on the newsprint, but I will show you that here in a second. But this is one of my favorite bits. There is a floor that Daredevil is falling towards, and he uses his radar sense to figure out where the spikes are to land super hard and painfully, and the art really brings us to the awkwardness of his fall, right? But he goes right around all of those spikes. But a series of traps. If you've seen the extended cut of, say, like Richard Donner's Superman, you kind of see this kind of thing, right? It's an obstacle course. It's American Ninja. It's American Gladiators. That's what's going on. But Daredevil's going through it. And even though David Mazzucchelli is not at Year One level yet, he's not at Born Again level yet, can you see it? I can see it. And you can see how editorials like, oh, Frank Miller did these vertical panels, something that we would see heavily utilized in the late 80s, early 90s by some of those image guys, Todd McFarlane, Eric Larson, Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld even. Some really great stuff here, including the room with all the spikes coming through. And the way that the composition on this page and the layout, how it goes down with those word balloons and then back up again and then down, that's absolutely fantastic. Just great storytelling throughout, and like I said, he's not 100% there yet, but he is on his way already. David Mazzucchelli is going to be making an absolutely amazing run for himself, so much to the fact that he just has to do a handful of mainstream comics and then just can be like, fuck y'all, I'm going to make a comic book that nobody's ever really talks about, that is one of the best comics of all time, which is Asterios Polyp. And I didn't hear about that for the first time until we had Dennis Camp on the show for the first time. Jim Rugg in the Cartoonist Kayfabe video and Ed Piscor talk about how the coloring is so amazing in this book. Look at the gradation and that green at the top. Look at the little bit of blue that's overlaid on that red for Daredevil to really give us the idea that he's in the dark. And there's a nice orange highlight there. Really comes across on the newsprint very well. Once again, just a series of tests. He's been fucked with. He doesn't understand if everything he's seeing or sensing, I should say, is real or really there, including like all these snakes that show up and stuff. And talk about great coloring. Look at that panel where he like puts the flame on the snake. Oh, it stands out. He eventually gets up and over and realizes he's in one big weird house. This is like the Winchester house in a way, right? So he's like in this big house that's just been seemingly made to be a death trap for somebody. By the way, Daredevil has a very important court case in the morning. And this is taking him all night, right? So he's in there, but they still attack him, and he winds up falling back into the trap house. There's a shark there. just laying there dying. And so it gives us the idea that this is a trap that's been set some time ago and hasn't really, not that it hasn't, it's been there for too long, but that like, not everything is working right. And I kind of like that like awkwardness with it, right? Like that there's, right? This is the best panel in the entire page or the entire book. You get a little bit of a recap of some of the stuff going on with Frank Miller, Elektra. I almost said Elvira. But the idea that, like, where this is post-Frank Miller run, Matt is still reeling from some of these things. Look at the coloring there. Now, what you're seeing on the screen is a little bit more, like, too vibrant, but we'll go through it individually. But look at the bottom. This is very much influenced by Frank Miller, and I think it's one of the reasons why David Mazzucchelli worked so well with Frank Miller on Born Again, on Batman Year One, was because part of the idea, part of the gig of doing Daredevil for over 20 issues at this time was kind of following up Frank Miller and studying what he had done. And as a younger artist, taking that in, making it your own, and bringing it out. How many times did you see this page in an Image comic or a Marvel comic from the late 80s, early 90s? How many times did you see this establishing shot of the hero breaking the panel borders? Just to break the panel borders in a Marvel comic in 1984 during the Jim Shooter era was a goddamn monumentous occasion. Then we get to the end. Daredevil survives the gauntlet of death. He gets a video of an old woman who has just recently died. She is the mother of Deathstalker. Deathstalker was the character introduced in Frank Miller's first issue of Daredevil as an artist. He wasn't the writer yet, but he was the artist, and that was the character that was introduced in that issue. So I like the way it ties in. Basically, long exposition to say, I built this house, this gauntlet of death, to trap you, Daredevil, because you're responsible for the death of my son. Okay, fair enough. He starts going through. He's able to use his wits, his intellect, and his senses to get out of the house before it blows up, because the final trap was that the house was going to blow up. Great scene right there, Daredevil barely escaping, but one last final trap. The fence posts come after Daredevil. Then he winds up crawling to Natasha Romanoff's place, Black Widow, who he was involved with at times throughout his career. She goes, yo, let's get you some sleep. He goes, no, give me a shower. I got to be at court. And he goes to court. And then there's a setup where there's more of those kid bombs at the end. So that's Daredevil 208. Harlan Ellison. Love his work for the most part. I wouldn't say I'm the biggest Harlan Ellison fan or anything, but it's a name that I recognize and respect for sci-fi writing. And I know that OUG said he was a horrible asshat. That doesn't surprise me. But this is a decent enough story. There's nothing about this story. Harlan Ellison doing a Daredevil story, but there's nothing ultra significant about this book. Like, it's just a typical, any jobber would have done this book, right? But it's David Mazzucchelli. So let's look at this again. Now, on the printed newsprint page, those colors from Christy Scheel really, really come across. And those layouts, that dynamic composition that we're getting, that dynamic perspective that we're getting from David Mazzucchelli, unlike a lot of stuff that we're getting at the time from Marvel Comics, especially in the Jim Shooter era. I know that some people think that the coloring on these newsprint books is like maybe too faded, too old school. This is so much better than the gaudy reproduction we get in like an Epic collection or an omnibus or something like that. Got a nice Del Luca effect right there. David Mazzucchelli doesn't completely have panel composition, page design, and layout, and sequential storytelling and action down-packed yet, but he is on his way. And for a young artist, he's more on his way than a lot of people in the biz at this time. Amazing color work. This page on the reprint that we were showing, it comes across too yellow, too gaudy. It works so well on the newsprint. And I'm not trying to be that guy, but y'all, it's definitely worth it to get this kind of stuff in physical form outside of a reprint. Because these colorists, Christy knew what she was doing on the color here. She knew that she was coloring for newsprint. Now look at that. Let me show you this page again. Let's go back and find it. I want you to look at that. Look at those colors. Nice rainbow effect in a way. A bunch of different colors. Yellow, blue, purple, green. It's a little gaudy. Look at it there. It's a little bit more subtle. It has a little bit more nuance to it. Shit, I eat that shit up, y'all. Still not good to have a big panel with just like that much dialogue on it, but like it's the big explanation because most of it is pretty action-packed. There's a lot of dialogue there, but it works. Nice Bill Sienkiewicz logo or ad right there. Advert. Nice spotting of blacks throughout. Great backgrounds, good perspective, good panel design and layouts. And there's the last 2 pages right there. So I liked it. Overall, I thought this was a really solid book. I picked it up because it was Harlan Ellison and David Mazzucchelli. And now, as part of, I want to get every Frank Miller issue of Daredevil. I guess I got to get every Mazzucchelli one too. Even the ones that are just okay and decent because David Mazzucchelli has very little mainstream comic book work. And it's not even his best stuff. So I like this book. And overall, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 ya digs. If you've read Daredevil 208, what do you think about it? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. And this has been your edition of Marvel in the 80s. All right. Let's take a look at the chat. What's going on? I love you too, Clayton. And yeah, kayfabe's a big part of your industry. Don't worry, I got to keep up kayfabe tonight. Yeah, I've not watched Saw 5 yet for Horror Fest. I'm going to be watching that after the show. I love you, brother. That Murphy artwork was top notch in The Wake. Yeah, Back on the Wake by Scott Snyder and Sean Murphy. I loved it until the last issue, and it's like Scott didn't know how to like tell us a good ending yet, so he just literally told us the fucking ending. It was like the most exposition-y fucking overly verbose shit I've ever seen. Introspectim says, I miss when books weren't constantly being rebooted. Me too. Eric says, Mazzucchelli and Denny O'Neil had an excellent run on DD before Miller came back for Born Again. Yeah, I'm gonna have to snatch them all up. William says, Robbie, how about a Marvel in the 70s and review horror comics just in time for Halloween? That's a good idea. How about Tomb of Dracula, baby? Let's do it. I don't have them physically, but I got them in reprint. The cool thing about Tomb of Dracula is I have it in black and white, and I have it in the new gaudy color. Yeah, hell yeah, good color work, Fable, thank you. Sean says, I have this book. And what's up, everyone, by the way? What's up, Sean? How you doing? Why the heck isn't Mazzucchelli doing books still? Dude might be the Mount Rushmore of artists for me. He grew beyond the mainstream, bruh. Eric, have you read Asterios Polyp? Let me know if you've read Asterios Polyp. Like, you need to read that book. He did that book like probably 10 years ago or something. It's his best work. It is amazing, and it's all self-done. After this one, he did Rubber Blankets for a while. I want to get a hold of those issues, but it never finished. He did City of Glass with Paula Stewart, I believe, but I haven't read that. All I've read is Year One, Born Again, this, and Asterios Polyp. Hey, what's up, Bobby? Ellison also wrote an issue of Incredible Hulk. I have to find that one. Yeah, Mazzucchelli, though, isn't doing comics still because comics can't afford Mazzucchelli. I used to watch a lot of comics by Perch. Not so much anymore, but I just don't watch as much YouTube. Actually, I watch a shit ton of Tom Scioli's fucking channel. I'm loving Total Recall show right now. I just go back and rewatch episodes of them talking about movies. I fucking love it. I love it so much. All right, so Perch had done a video one time though where he was like, "What's the biggest problem in comics?" And the biggest problem, and I think he hit the nail on the fucking head. There's not enough money in comics. There could be, there should be. The money that's made from the ideas and visuals that are presented in comics is almost incalculable. However, the money to the comic book creators is very little. Very little money in comics. Oh, fuck yeah, Eric. You're right. It's a masterpiece, but you need more. I agree. You know what? We get a new Daniel Clowes book every 10 years. So maybe that's just what we're going to have to do. Maybe there's another Asterios Polyp right on the way. Incockable. Love you, Perry. Starscream, my comic shop is called The Deep Comics and Games. Thoughts on the Fables situation? I went over that a little bit earlier, Ouroboros. My basic thoughts, though, were I applaud him for the effort, but I don't think that legally he can do that. So there's that. That's my thoughts on it. Like, I applaud him for the effort, but I don't think he can actually do that. Incalculable. Incalculable. Fuck, that's a weird word. I don't know if I've ever said that word out loud. Incalculable. Incalculable. It's incalculable. Yeah, is that right? I feel like I want to add an extra syllable in there, or maybe I want to take away a syllable. I don't know. Sounds weird. All right. Incorrigible. Incalculable. I keep hearing the Fable situation, but I keep thinking it's the Fable situation. I'm like, damn, word about him moving to YouTube is spreading. It is incalculable how fucking much the word is spreading. All right. It's time for show and tell. We're saving you. You sit right there. All right, for show and tell, I got a few things. So I've had this for a long time, but I wanted to show off. This is my Batman Returns movie souvenir magazine from back in the day with the poster still in there. I cannot tell y'all what it was like if you weren't there in 1992 for the launch of this movie. It was an epic situation. If you want me to do a top-down view of this and unpack this whole thing, I would love to do that. You let me know what you think. Our good buddy Scarpad sent me a DVD. I don't remember what stream we were on where we were talking about this, but I love this movie. Sam Raimi, Billy Bob Thornton, Bridget Fonda, Bill Paxton, and only available on DVD. No Blu-ray yet, but he sent me the DVD that I used to have but don't anymore, A Simple Plan. So Scarpad, thank you for that. We got Saw coming up, y'all. So we kicked off Horror Fest on PCP with the entire Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. We're ending it with the Saw franchise. There is my Saw movie collection, but this is only movies 1 through 7. So I had that. Last year I bought movie 8, Jigsaw. I've never seen Jigsaw. It's on the horizon. And just this week, I finally got in, because it was super cheap on Amazon, a copy of Spiral from the Book of Saw. I've seen this one. I don't really like it. But I'm excited to revisit it for Horror Fest. And then Saw X, of course, in theaters in a couple weeks. All right. There's my David Mazzucchelli Born Again Artist Edition, just to show my love for this dude's artwork. One of my favorite things about this book in particular is it has these cool overlay pages. Look at the bottom page right here. Nice little skyline, but there's an overlay. I love that. And it's all up in this book. If you're not familiar with an artist edition, what it is it's the original artwork. They put them out in hardcover at actual size. Then sometimes they do these soft covers that work. Let's put the overlay on it. It's the lettering. But you get to see all the nicks, all the little like whiteouts, all the marks. I love these artist editions, and when they do them in paperback like this, they're more affordable, and I eat that shit up. All right. Then we've got this. Our good friends at Dynamite sent this to me. This is a brand new omnibus on the way. The Adventures of Red Sonja omnibus. It's going to be $100, but what it is it's the original Marvel stuff by Roy Thomas, Frank Thorne, Bruce Jones, John Buscema, Howard Chaykin. Oh, maybe when I meet Howard Chaykin this weekend, maybe I can get him to sign this. Because I don't have an American Century #1. My problem with this book is, yes, it is recolored. And it's not super atrocious, but it's not what I would like. However, I've never read this stuff. I've never read this Marvel old school Roy Thomas Red Sonja stuff. And I love our friends at Dynamite who send me stuff like this, right? I have the Boys omnibuses. I've got the Elvira omnibus. I got some Vampirella stuff. So it's cool to be able to add Red Sonja to the collection. That should be out very soon. And I haven't bought a new movie or new toys in a while. So I treated myself with that Spiral because it was less than $10. But I treated myself with this because I haven't bought a vintage toy for my vintage toy collection in a while. But I got a Battle Ram from Masters of the Universe. I got it complete. All 3 missiles are there. And they all still work so well. I'm going to shoot it this way so we know. Look how... That shit went over Grayskull. But yes, so this is the Battle Ram, which was super cool to me. I've never owned this. But it splits off into 2 different things. You got the missile launcher right there. And then you get the Sky Sled. Where you can have like one of the characters, one of the heroic warriors riding on it. So I have me a Battle Ram Sky Sled. How fucking dope is that? I am so fucking excited. A Motu collection came in this week. And I was like, Mike, what do we got in there? And then I looked at the pictures and I was like, bro, there's a Battle Ram. You better fucking buy this collection. You better buy this collection. So yeah, I got me a Battle Ram, y'all. How fucking dope. All the stickers are there. It's in nice condition. I got it for a really good price. And the spring in it is, this dude took care of his toys. Part of that collection is a bunch of old, like, Masters of the Universe magazines and shit. Oh my God. He just lost that missile. Yeah, I think you're right, Mike. Anyway, I know it's somewhere here. Anyway, Mike, thank you so much for the work you do for the shop and for us here at PCP and for me personally with hooking me up with cool shit like this badass vintage Motu Battle Ram. All right, y'all. What a great show tonight. Do vote for us at the CBC Awards, cbcawards.org. We're nominated for Favorite Channel, Best Collaboration, Best Hair, Best Comic Review, Best Ongoing Series, and Comic Book Community Channel of the Year. Tomorrow night, Sleepaway Camp, here on PCP Movie Night at 8 p.m. Central Time for Horror Fest. And on Thursday, join me over at Blood Splatter Chatter with the crew. It's going to be me, Perry, and Verno talking about Bride of Chucky. That's at 8 p.m. Central Time. And then Saturday on Dylan's Horror Show, I'm going to be in Memphis, but I'll be in the hotel room with Nick and Mike and Kevin just eagerly wanting to hang out. But I'm going to be like, hold on a second, y'all. I got to jump on real quick and let them know what I think about Sinister, which was sent to me by Tuca and Pedro. Very excited for this. Horrorfest is on the way, y'all. It's already fucking here. All right, we love you. Real quick, a question from Daniel. Robbie, I got a question for you. What is it about horror things, movies, and comics that is so appealing to you? The atmosphere. Every trick in the book you got to utilize to do horror. You got to do comedy. You got to do drama. You got to do action and adventure at times, right? You've got to do everything to make a horror movie work. And when you're making the movie, you got to be technically sound. You got to have a great atmosphere. That's provided by excellent cinematography. Hopefully. Or at least experimental cinematography and special effects. You're able to push the boundary through special effects. So that's what I love about horror movies and horror content. Mike Mignola has to stretch a little bit further to make Hellboy as atmospheric as a Superman book can be. Does that make sense? And I'm not saying that you don't get what I'm saying. I'm saying, am I explaining it right? Like, Mike Mignola has to use every trick in the book to make Hellboy work. John Carpenter has to use every trick in the book, including music, atmosphere, tone, quality, special effects, pacing, tension, suspense. You got to use it all in a horror film. And to me, horror is like a tour de force. Plus, I love the idea of diving into the darkness underneath, because we all have a darkness within that if we deny, we're going to be overrun. We got to be overrun. All right, CTO1GG with a super chat. First time I've caught a live show, but I've been watching your weekly comic book reviews for a bit. I picked up quite a few books based on your reviews. Really enjoy your positivity. CTO, thank you so much for that. That really uplifts me. I really appreciate that. And if this was your first time on a live show, you have no idea what you just did, but here we go. Everybody sing along, come on. Music is my life, man. You're my favorite. Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Hellboy. He was sent to the earth some long time ago to save it or destroy. Brought to this earth by Rasputin, son of a demon and a nun who had a sex with the demon, but was raised by Professor Broom. Now he fights evil and monsters. Shit! Now he fights with a man who's a fish named Abe. Now he fights with a fire starter named Liz and an ectoplasmic mess named Johann. PPRD. All right, y'all, we love you. Thank you so much for the super chats, for the support, for the donations. We're off next week because I'm going to be in Memphis Comic Expo. And I got a very important event. 2 weeks. We'll be back, baby. I love y'all. Now we fight evil and monsters. Now he fights with a man who's a robot named Enjoy. Deuces, station. Pop, pop, boom. We're tiny, we're toony, we're all a little loony, and in this cartoony, we're invading your TV. We're comic dispensers, we crack up all the censors. On Tiny Toon Adventures, get a dose of comedy. So here is Acme Acres, it's a whole wide world apart. Our home sweet home, it stands alone, our cartoon work of art. The scripts were rejected, expect the unexpected. On Tiny Toon's Adventures, it's about to start. They're furry, they're funny, they're Babs and Buster Bunny. Montana Max has money, Elmira is a pain. Here's Hampton and Plucky, and Dizzy Devil's yucky. Furball's unlucky, and Go-Go is insane. At Acme University, we earn our toon delete. At Acme University, we earn our toon degree. The teaching staff's been getting laughs since 1933. We're tiny, we're toony, we're all a little loony. It's Tiny Toon Adventures, come and join the fun. And now our song is done. All right, we got a taste test. What is up, everybody? Station. We got a taste test to do. Mountain Dew has released their Voodoo flavor. Every year around Halloween, Mountain Dew releases a mystery flavor themed around a Halloween thing. Like the very first year, I don't remember the fuck it was. But it seems to have just been like fruity candy every goddamn year since. This is the zero sugar version. At the store today, that's all they had. I would prefer to try this on the sugar version. But let's see what it is this year. It immediately smells like Airheads to me. It's okay. sometimes it's hard to pick out the flavor on the zero sugar. It's not bad. It's not something I would drink all the time, but that's kind of like what happens. It tastes like a fruity candy. It tastes like Airheads. I've said that before. It tastes like Airheads. I don't know what flavor that's trying to be. It tastes like Airheads. It tastes like Airheads. Have y'all tried this? What do you think? Next time we do this, I'm going to try the one with sugar to see. That being said, I'll give it like a 2.5. It's like too sickly sweet almost for me. So I don't know. It didn't really quite work for me, but it tastes like Airheads to me. Twitch is in the house. He says Airheads. It's a great movie. By the way, we should do that for PCP movie night sometime. Yeah, we should. That was good. Great show. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, laser aeroplanes. It's a duck blur. Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales, woo! Every day they're out there making DuckTales, woo! Tales of daring, do bad, and good luck tales, woo! When it seems they're heading... What the fuck is that? That's extra shit. I don't know that part. Danger, watch behind you. There's a stranger out to find you. What to do, just grab onto some DuckTales, woo! Every day they're out there making DuckTales, woo! Tales of daring, bad, and good luck tales. Woohoo! Every day they're out there making DuckTales. Woohoo! Tales of daring, do good, and good luck tales. Woohoo! Not ponytails or cottontails, it's the DuckTales. Woo! Tom King's Wonder Woman sucks.